Ah, shit, is this thing on? Hi, good evening. You're very welcome along to a very special Emerald Collective one-shot. No, yeah, I'm down here. Hi, yeah, I know I'm normally up there when I'm doing this, right? But yeah, I'm down here. Well, only because we have our friend and EC community member Cormac running the fucking show tonight. So more about that in a second. But I'll go through some EC announcements, and then I'll hand you straight over to this wonderful person who will be in the care of. So look, anyway, let's talk about our podcast. We do podcasts. Did you realize that? You can find our first foray into the world of podcasting wherever you usually get your podcasts. No Silver Linings is a Call of Cthulhu podcast by Mark Corrigan of Shunnet Games and features 15 episodes of chilling horror set in Silvermines, County Tipperary. The horror part is not because of Tipperary, it's other stuff. You'll get the jazz. You can also catch The Violet Madness, returning to the Emerald Collective in podcast form. Episode 0 recaps the story so far and sets the scene for the adventurous quest to rid the land of Castonia of the magical disease known only as The Violet Madness. The Violet Madness is available on all podcast platforms now, and you can listen up to episode 10 for free or get a sneak peek of the next episode, episode 11, funny that, ahead of its release date on our Patreon. Patreon, did you know we have a Patreon? I'll say Patreon once more. Well, now you do. We head on over to patreon.com/the Emerald Collection. Depending on your tier you choose every month, you'll receive original battle maps, magical items and monsters to use in your games, and even bonus maps with variant versions. You'll also get access to the latest podcast episodes 2 weeks before they drop on the regular platforms. You'll get discounted rates on selected items on Drive-Thru RPG, Friends of EC rates with our resident cartographer, who's back there behind me. It's a map who's running tech tonight, and artist Liz Shangavi, formerly Zorpsart. We'll even give you a shout out on stream, and tonight's shout out goes to Fona. Fona, thank you very much for your support. We love you. If you don't have the coin to spare to sign up for the higher tiers, you can still hit that $1 tier and show your support. But wait, we also have a free tier that you can sign up for. You'll receive some free gifts for doing so. And some of our GMs, mainly me, have been known to drop some of the maps used at one shots. Just don't tell Kate, for free. So head on over to our Patreon and check that out. I think we'll do a quick look ahead at what's to come here on the Emerald Collective over the next 7 days, and then we'll hand over to Cormac. So on Tuesday, we've no Shadow Dark stream on Tuesday. Ben is away doing something cool, but keep an eye out as we may squeeze a one-shot into this slot, depending on who is available. On Thursday, Heirs to the Hand returns. Come join the party as they continue their voyage across the Casa Space. I just copied and pasted, I assume. Across the Casa Space Wild Space sector and the shimmering mists of the Astral Sea beyond. Lovely. And I'm back on Friday with the Saffron Saga, and the battle in the Mind Flayer colony is in full swing, with some weighty decisions being made by the party. Can the heroes hold off the steadily advancing horde of Illithids and save the captured temple guards? Or will the weight of sheer numbers overwhelm them and speed them onto a wonderful new life as part of the colony? Well, find out on Friday. Now, I'm going to hand over to our wonderfully talented friend Cormac, who will set the scene for us with a game that we've all been dying to play, and he's talked about quite a lot, and we're delighted to get into. Cormac.
Thank you so much, Dave. Yeah, I don't shut up about this game ever because it's one of my favorite games. Actually, no, it is just my favorite game, and I'm delighted to share it with you guys. We're going to be playing Blades in the Dark. So before we get into the story, this is going to be, everyone here is a beginner. Everyone here is learning, so there's going to be a learning game. So I thought I'd better start by explaining just a quick bit about how the mechanics work, because it's a little bit different from games like D&D and Call of Cthulhu, which you guys have all played before. Blades in the Dark, how it works is it's about doing crime, it's about doing jobs, and it's about doing heists but not planning them. Planning in this game is out the window. Our characters plan so that our players don't have to.
Love it.
So we skip over the planning part, we jump straight into the action, and everything about the character sheet is built so that when we encounter obstacles, we have the things we need to overcome them. But this, of course, takes stress. This is going to be our primary resource in this game. The more crime we do, the more stressful it is. Essentially, once we build up 9 dots of stress on our character sheets, our characters are too stressed, they can't continue. So, guys, watch the stress tonight, but also only the last point of stress matters. It's the same as HP in D&D. Only the last one's important. So,
is there a way to regain stress?
You regain stress by indulging in your vice. So that's a risky proposition in the middle of a score, but who knows? Maybe there'll be some opportunities. What we do to overcome these obstacles, right? We're going to make action rolls, and this is done by essentially rolling a bunch of d6s. We're going to build up a pool of d6s. We're going to roll them. What we're looking for is the single best dice out of that pool. So we're not adding them all together. We're just taking the one best dice. And that one best dice will tell us whether or not the action was success, and also if there's any consequences from the actions, because of course things very rarely work perfectly when you're on the job.
That wouldn't be
So
any.
if you roll a 6, you're golden. We're fishing for 6s here tonight. 4 or 5, you succeed, but there's going to be some complication. 1, 2, or 3, and you don't get what you want, maybe in the way that you were expecting it, and also we're going to throw in just a buttload of complications. You're just going to make things worse. But the important thing is that something always happens. There's no, I go to pick a lock, fail the roll, well, the lock's unpicked. You know, the story is always going to be moving forward, because these are actions that our scoundrels are performing in order to boost shit they don't own. That's the basics of the mechanics. There's, instead of a DC in D&D or a target number in Call of Cthulhu, the main way of sort of setting the difficulty of an action in Blades in the Dark is with something that's called position and effect. Okay, so the best way to explain this, I want everyone to go onto their character sheets, and we're all going to do a roll together. Okay?
Woo!
First roll.
Except I'm not going to do one because I don't have a character sheet.
God damn it.
Oh wait, no, I'll just use one of the unused ones. Okay, so you've got a list of actions available to you. Hunt, study, survey, tinker, finesse, prowl, skirmish, wreck, attune, command, consort, and sway. These are all the different things you're going to do to try and steal what doesn't belong to you. So just pick one, and you should get a little pop-up on Roll20 that asks you for your position. This is the risk that you're undertaking to do this action. And there's essentially 3 different options. Controlled, you're in a safe position. Risky, you're going to be taking on some level of risk. And desperate, this is, you're putting yourself in harm's way to do this roll. Okay? So the normal roll is going to be risky, so we're just going to all select risky.
Where do we find that on the sheet?
If you click one of your actions, it should pop up for you.
Oh, I see. Excellent.
Yeah. And there'll be a drop-down menu. You can do
So we're going to do risky.
risky.
Risky business.
Risky business.
Very good effect.
The next thing to do then is to set the effect. What is the likely effect of what you're trying to do? And this depends on a whole pile of factors as to, you know, if you're trying to pick a lock, well, maybe it's a, you know, this is a really easy lock to pick, so you're going to have great effect. But maybe the lock was made by a professional locksmith, and it's only going to be limited. So again, we've got risky. So we've got controlled, risky, desperate. On the other side, on the effect side, we've got limited, standard, great. And for the rare occasion that we're going to need it, we've got extreme success. So the standard is standard. Okay. So we're going to do a risky standard roll. Select standard, click
And
submit.
that means when the roll is complete, how much effect our roll has had. Either it doesn't really do much, or it's really effective. That's the kind of the scale, right?
Exactly.
So it's a limited effect, so it doesn't do a whole lot. Standard effect does normal, and then great is it's really effective, whatever you've done.
It's risk reward, right? It is, what am I risking and what do I get? The next is going to ask you about bonus dice. We can get into bonus dice, but you can essentially, any scoundrel can attempt any action, even if you don't have what we call a pip in it. You can attempt any of these actions. They're all available to you. at the price of some stress. So at the moment we're going to keep bonus dice at 0, but that won't always be the effect that we're going for. Okay, we've all just rolled. We rolled abysmally.
Oh. Oh.
That was Dave rolled a 1. That's as low as you can get. Drew rolled a 2, which is slightly better, but still a fail.
Uh-oh.
I rolled a 5 because it's an easy game. John rolled a 3. We're still failing. The only person to succeed on this roll, whatever it was Aldo the Crow. Thanks, Keith.
Nice.
Oh.
I'll let you pro.
All right. That's it. That's the game. Good night, everyone. Thanks
Hey, guys.
for coming.
That was good stuff. Thanks. Yeah.
Tune in next week when we'll roll twice.
Cool. Any questions about that?
All good.
All good.
I think.
Somebody
We'll
asked if
figure it out when
boons
we're-
are a thing.
Are boons a thing?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I forgot to mention that there are no boons, but I think if you gift a sub or if you resub, then Cormac has something in mind for you there. But the boons, the channel points are not this evening, no.
Save your channel points.
Yes,
if you
indeed.
have if you want to gift an inspo, we'll add a bonus dice to the player's roll.
Okay.
Or if you give me a bonus dice, I'm gonna
No.
mess with the level of risk.
Okay.
Make all rolls desperate. Okay. Having said that, most of the game is going to resolve around this risky standard, the position and effect element of it. Because just because I say it's one thing, you guys can say, nah, I want to change that. You can do that in a number of ways. You can either push yourself by taking 2 points of stress to make an action that was maybe only limited effect to make it a standard effect, or maybe you want to trade position and effect. So something was it's controlled limited. I want to make it risky standard. Why do you want to take more risk? Well, because you get more reward. Also, this is a game about getting XP. Any desperate roll, you get 1 free XP straight away. Now, we've not talked about XP, but if you fill up your XP track, you get to add another dot, which means another dice to a roll.
Ooh, okie dokie.
Okay.
I'll take it.
That happens between games, all right? That doesn't happen. Or does that happen in game?
We don't have a between game. This is a one shot.
This is it. Well, you never know.
We're live, pal.
Very good. Okay, so that really is Blades in the Dark, the basics of it. So we'll get into more complex things. There's an entire book full of rules. We're not going to get to that tonight. We're just going to get into the action. So tonight, this was once a living world, a world for the living. But that was a long time ago. Now this is a dead world, and a world for the dead. Something happened, something destroyed the sun. It destroyed the fabric of reality. It destroyed the veil between life and death. We don't really know what happened. Scholars speculate. But it was all such a long, long time ago. The Shattered Isles are all that remains. They are the last bastions of humanity. They are where humanity clings on against the long dark of the Evernight. The Empire of Akaros is at the heart of the Shattered Isles. It is ruled over by an immortal emperor, and it is upon the northern shores of the inky black void seas that we visit the hustling, bustling city of Duskvol, where tonight's action is going to be set. That is this lovely map we can see in front of us. So I want you to imagine a cramped metropolis of tenements and grand sweeping avenues. There's all this splendor but squalor, cheek by jowl. Everything is hemmed in. This is an industrial city. There are factories belching out thick black smoke. There's steamboats and steam trains adding to the smoke. There's this rolling mist that pours in off of a black void sea, and it goes down the canals and the thoroughfares, winds into all of the little alleyways. And all this smoke and mist and fog is suffused with the little twinkling lights powered by electroplasm. I want you to imagine that all around this city, we've massive pylons that spark electricity one to the other. This ever-crackling barrier separates the safety of Duskvol from the Deathlands beyond. To power this city and to power the Empire, a fleet of massive ships hunt for titanic leviathans far out in the void sea and harvest their blood to form electroplasm. We are in a haunted Victoria-era city trapped inside a wall of lightning powered by demon blood. Welcome to Duskvol.
Yes.
I want to introduce our players and our characters. We'll get to what they're doing in just a little bit, but first of all, let's just meet the guys. This crew of really what lovely little weirdos. Dave, let's start with you. Who are you, and who are you playing tonight?
Hey, I'm
Where
Dave.
have you gone?
Hello, hi. I'm Dave, or GM Dave, here in the Emerald Collective. I'm usually running my homebrew games, The Saffron Saga and Rebirth of the Graven King, but tonight I'll be playing Shadow Slice, or Dicey as she's been christened by the rest of the crew, mainly due to her love of slicing and dicing her enemies slowly and meticulously. Shadow Slice wears a heavy black and purple robes with a metal mask that she has never, to anyone's knowledge, taken off that smells faintly of vinegar. Over the mask hangs a long black mesh. Her robes are cinched tightly at the waist, and her hands and feet are the only parts of her that remain uncovered, with the flesh of those appendages a dirty and deathly blue colour. Folks in the trade give Shadow Slice a wide berth, but whenever her services are needed, she can usually be found in the Soul Forest near Six Towers, listening intently to things other folks can't hear, and sometimes chasing the glowing balls of light that drift around that place during a full moon with childlike squeals and excitement. Shadow Slice doesn't speak, but has no trouble communicating with those that she's on a job with.
Beautiful. Terrifying. Like I'm physically afraid of Dave right now. Moving down, we've got John.
Hello, everyone. My name is John. I'm on Twitch as John Atfield Arts, and for this evening, I'm going to be playing Saw Aylston. He's a big brute of a man, quite a hulking figure, but he's quite hunched over. He's seen a few winters. He's got a flat cap on. He wears like short trousers with pulled up socks, very sort of Victorian look, braces, and on his hands are wrapped in leather, ready for when it needs to get a little bit nasty. Yeah, and I am what's known as a cutter, but more on that later.
Nice. Good. We like a strong boy. Next up, Keith.
Hello, everybody. My name is Keith, and I'm very, very happy to be here. Tonight, I will be playing the character of Aldo Skurlock, also known as the Crow. A brooding, weathered coat-wearing man, hooded coat. He is a hound, is the name of his character type. A deadly sharpshooter and tracker. He also has a pet crow, which he uses to hunt things, I believe. Hopefully he will anyway. Yes, his trained hunting pet. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for having me, Emerald Collective. I am also on some other Emerald Collective streams. Dave mentioned the
Rebirth of the Graven King.
yeah, I was trying to remember what definitely his stage title. It was adjacent to a Radiant Citadel at one stage, but we've abandoned that. And also on the aforementioned Call of Cthulhu podcast as well, where I've had great fun. I don't know if anyone has revealed the secret because Dave keeps saying it's 15 parts. I think originally it was supposed to be 4 parts.
It's supposed to be 4, but
We would
just
not stop
we were just
goofing
messing
off and fucking around until we made it 16 episodes long. So it was great. And yes, I was very lucky to be on D8 Dungeon last night, as Zool44 points out, talking about an event I'm running this weekend in the Midlands of Ireland, in an actual factual castle. And it's going to be a really fun time. If you like to play D&D and you would like to do so in a castle, there are a couple of tickets left, and that is tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? No, it's Sunday.
No,
Sunday.
2 days. I was like, no, I'm going there tomorrow to set up, but we're running it on Sunday. So if you've nothing on this bank holiday Sunday and you can get thyself to the Midlands, to Tullamore, and you're interested, I think Kate's kind enough to pop the link into the chat there somewhere, so you can come and check us out. But until then, I will be sitting here in the dark with my blades out, playing the Hound, Aldo Skurlock, also known as Zikro.
Cool, thanks, Keith. You none of the players know much about Blades in the Dark, but Keith just managed to create possibly the most connected with this story character you could possibly come up with. So
Is that a good thing?
no,
Find out.
not for the Hound, not for our.
Am I like a light? Am I holding a
light?
lightning rod now in a storm?
Yes, all
storm.
the shit is coming your way.
Fantastic.
That's amazing. Also, D&D in a castle. Wow, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Our next player will be there.
Yeah.
I will.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
my
going.
god! If I knew you were going to be there.
There's still tickets.
Fuck you, Keith.
I'm not a draw.
Drew.
I actually think that my table is one of the ones with a seat left. I think there's only 5 players in my
Yes.
group. So buy a ticket. Come play D&D with me on Sunday.
Buy a
It's going to
ticket.
be fun.
Get
Cormac,
on the
come.
train.
It is a haunted castle, yes.
Yeah.
I went ghost hunting there before.
The Ghostbusters Ireland were there last night with some paranormal investigators. I just randomly saw on Instagram.
Okay.
It was like,
There you
I'm
go.
going to be there playing
That's
D&D
it.
on Sunday.
Really? Oh, I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to follow that up and repost it.
Very exciting. But for this game, not D&D, I am playing Roxanne Break Iron, but only her mom calls her Roxanne. Everyone else calls her. That song may have been playing it like it wasn't the most clever, and I was like, Rox, that works. Rox is a leech, so in this setting is sort of an alchemist and help me out. What's the word? Artificer. Woo. In one, they're kind of good with tinkering, and Rox in particular, she comes from this town, the city that we're in for generations. And while leeches are quite rare, she comes from a long line of them, kind of, just learned from her mama, and her mama learned from her mama, and so on. And they actually have a family shop where people in the night market who need stuff for reasons they come to. So she's, got the stereotypical goggles and normally covered in more dirt and gear than clothing. So she's gritty. Should be fun.
And I believe the family have a motto: "Life's a leech, then you die."
Yes, that is. Yes, I like it. Yeah, I like it.
Awesome. You're telling me just before we came on air that you always just love to pick the most complex character in the game. There's There's an entire chapter in this book dedicated to inventing things.
Yeah.
I've not read it.
No, we're just gonna make it up. We're just
We're
gonna
ju-
make it up,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna have fun.
Science.
Yeah, exactly. Woo! Science and ghosts or something.
When-
you
Ghosts
know?
and
when we
science,
need to, we
yeah.
just-
Bias the slime.
Sense a lot of stress
Okay.
coming my way.
We've
what-
look, there's what is it, 9 points of stress?
Yeah.
One game, like it's a one shot. We're done after this, so like let's just
Listen,
get all the stress in while we can.
spend
Go.
it.
Do
spend
it.
Spend.
Dave's giving me stress points now, waving the knife around a fucking thing over his head.
Oh, and if you can't play D&D in a castle, or if you can play D&D in a castle, but also want to come play TTRPGs and D&D in the west of Ireland, sorry, that is a lot of you guys might know me from AdventureCon February 21st, 22nd this year. I don't know. Go to adventurecon.ie. Thanks, John.
This year.
John's nodding. I must be right. Next year,
Yeah.
2026. Come,
Yeah,
hang
wait,
out.
I have my
Wait
room
for
booked
me.
already.
I
wait
got
for
my
me
room
to
booked
book
as
my
well.
tickets
I've
first. Okay.
Well, so tickets will probably go on sale in early November, is what we normally try to do. However, book your hotel room.
as quickly as possible because it sells
That's-
out real quick.
Lockray Span Hotel, do that.
As quickly as possible, but also slower than me.
So you should do that. Like now, we'll pause really quick during the break. Like, give 'em a ring.
Adventure
Nearly
Con is-
everybody from the Irish TTRPG.
It is it's like
Go on.
the RCT RPG sort of informal
Secret
meetup.
party where we all go
Yeah.
to Lockray to get really drunk and pretend
Poor Lockray.
Yeah.
sometimes play RPGs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
but
they
if you-
run games hungover.
do
Yeah.
come down because it's absolutely
It
great.
is great fun.
So much fun.
It's a lot of fun.
All right.
That's our crew.
Hey.
What a
Hey.
bunch of little freaks.
Go.
Do you guys want to do some crime?
Let's crime!
Yeah.
There's some crime.
I'm here. Crime me.
Okay. Where are we going to do crime today? We're going to do crime. We're going to start our adventure in a district of Duskvol that is evocatively called the Docks. Setting our scene. A swooping shot down through the docks. We've got ships of every size, from the mighty Leviathan hunters, these ships that go out into the void sea and shoot demons to steal their blood, to bobbing fishing ships. Coming in off the water, we come to the docks. We've got cranes, we've got warehouse, we've got activity. This is the lifeblood of the entire empire comes through here. We're gonna go up out from heading in a straight line up from the docks, going uphill slightly in a upward direction, past all the warehouses onto a cobbled street. We're gonna head into a building. There's a sign swinging underneath the eaves that calls this the Straight Line. This is a sailor's pub, but one that has something of a black reputation. Inside we see a collection of inebriated sailors, but the pub is also interesting for a slightly different reason. See, this pub, the front end of it is entirely detached from the back end of it. So someone who comes in through the front door like we've just done can sit and enjoy a drink, or if they're meeting someone that maybe they don't want other people to know that they're meeting, they can wait for a bell that will invite them into the back room of the Straight Line pub. Our crew of scoundrels are here to meet a client. You don't know who this client is, but you do know is that the payment that you were offered is enough that you've come out of your comfort zone to come down here to the docks, into this seedy pub, to meet someone that you've never met before. As we're waiting for the bell to ring, the camera's going to pan over to our scoundrels. So I want you to describe what our scoundrels are doing when they're at ease, not on the job, at least not yet. And we'll do it in reverse order. So Rox, as she awaits the bell in the Straight Line pub.
Rox is definitely wanting a drink. And gonna sit just quietly, looking around the room. Probably sitting on like whatever stool or chair she's sitting on, thinking of how she can better it. It's loose, like she kind of leans one way and oh god, it's not quite level. You know, people would normally put like beer mats under it. That's for amateurs. It's for amateurs. She's gonna reach into her pocket. She's got like bolts and screws and stuff there, and she's gonna level it out a bit. That's better. That's better.
Taking out the screwdriver.
Yeah.
To her left is Aldo.
I think Aldo would be checking the room for Aldo is the Hound, a deadly sharpshooter and tracker, so is more of a bounty hunter persuasion. So checking the room to kind of see entrances, exits, if it's unfamiliar, familiarizing himself with it. And I think maybe is a little uncomfortable because maybe is left his crow outside, so he kind of normally has the crow with him, but presumably, like, you know, just to kind of not be bringing it indoors. So he will be sitting with, I think, a glass of water. I think Aldo doesn't drink. I think his drinking days are behind him, so he probably has a glass of potentially tepid or unpleasant looking. I don't know what a non-alcoholic beverage is going to look like in this place. But I think he would be kind of sitting up relatively straight and trying to take the measure of the room and the people in it.
I don't think this is the kind of place that's put a lot of thought into their non-alcoholic beverage list.
Yeah, so I think this is probably some pretty unpleasant looking water or liquid.
Once you fish the chunks out of it,
It's part of the charm.
it is mostly liquid.
So yeah, he's kind of turning his nose up at that, and just kind of getting the measure of the room to see how he might get out if there's an emergency or if something like that, if they have to get out.
All right, well, Aldo's definitely sitting in the corner, clocking the exit, and I suppose you're probably aware of how this place works. There's 4 doors, 2 to either side of the bar, and a little bell above each of them. And you're waiting for one of those bells to ring, but we don't know which one.
Nice. Yeah.
Soar.
First of all, Sour's just completely baffled about Aldo ordering water in a bar. And right away, he's just like signed off this guy's like, no, waste of time. Let him be. And he's just sitting in the corner with his wrapped up knuckles, just picking out the teeth of the Leviathan sailors he was beating up in the fight pits earlier. because he had a few hours to spare. And when he's done that, he starts picking the stitches out of his eye, just above his eye and his temple, from yesterday's fight pits action. Because why not? He's not going to win any beauty contests. It's just an annoyance more than anything. Let the scars show. And he's just sitting here wondering how many people he's going to have to break tonight, whatever job he's going to be on.
There's hard stares at you, Sor. Like this is the place where if you're looking for a fight, not for money, but just because you're mean, this is one of those places you'd go to. And so there'd be quite a few people looking at you thinking, he looks like he's here for a tourist, as it were.
He's seen that look in people before, and he just reminds himself of the look of these same people they have when they're lying on the floor with their faces caved in after what he does to them.
I'm just so terrified to go around the horn to our next scoundrel.
I think everybody's sitting a little bit apart from this last card.
Shadow Slice.
So Shadow Slice is she's points up at the strongest strongest spirits behind the bar. The barman is obviously in. He serves her first, so he doesn't have to deal with her, or look at her that much. And she pulls out a syringe. She's ordered a large glass of this, and she just sucks out like the most of the glass of spirits, and she just injects it straight through the mesh into the neck, and then she reaches down and she pulls open a newspaper, and she sits beside Aldo, and she nudges him. She's got the debts page open. She that's what she's up to.
Yes, that's very, very exciting. Do you have to do that? He's looking over at.
She fills up the syringe and offers it to him.
No, I'm fine, thank you. And he just sighs at his glass of water. He's just like, no, I'm okay, thank you. Looks over at Sor. Do you really have to do that now? Is that necessary? As he's like picking the bit of thing out of his head, and he's just looking around at the different characters that he's surrounded with. And he's just looking at his glass of water.
I'll be like, so I didn't know I was making you nervous, mate. And then I'll drop one of the stitches into his cup.
Oh, Thor. I could
She
try to
holds out her
fix those
glass
for you.
for one of the stitches as well.
There's no point fixing what's already broken.
No, like something more hardcore. Like it's this metal thing that I could, almost like will stitch or staple it together, if you will. If you want. Just like right in there.
Yeah, go on then.
All right. Like, yeah, like a rudimentary staple. Along the
I'll
eyebrow.
just be like running my fingers down it, just feeling the cold steel in it.
Feels good, yeah.
Quite nice there. Yeah, lovely.
There you go.
Thanks for that.
Thought you might like that. There you go.
Don't get any blood on the tables.
Oh.
Voice comes from barman.
Take like a really dirty rag out, like dab it. You're good.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, thank God.
You get nervous there.
Shadow Slice will just sort of interlock her fingers with Aldo's and sort of walk swinging hands.
I think she likes him.
Yeah. I guess we'll just. I think that's us. I think it's time to find out what the fuck is going on here. And yeah, can we? That's our call, I presume, to get up.
That's your bell.
Yeah.
You exit through door number 3. Walk through a long corridor, thin, and out the other end into a little private bar. There's just one table. There's another door at the other end. And a small little bar where a fella's quite a bit more fancily dressed than out in the front bar of the straight line. This fella's wearing a waistcoat and a shirt. He also has his mouth stitched up. But does start pouring drinks. Whatever you're drinking out in the front bar, he knows to pour in the back bar.
Oh no, this is fancier in here. I would like a better drink in here, please. Thank you. Nice, like single malt.
He prepares
From
you a
up
better
there.
drink.
From up
It's the
there.
barman that has his mouth
Yeah.
stitched up. Shadow says it kind of tentatively reach out to try and touch the stitches.
Just bats the hand away. Doesn't let you touch, but no, not linger.
Oh well, if he lets her touch, then the hand goes underneath the
Oh god.
underneath the mesh.
Oh god.
The guy is kind of sad-looking eyes. Shadow Slice.
She loves that. Is there any way? Is there any such a thing as an insight check? She would feed on any sort of insight that she gets as to the cause of the sadness or the root of the sadness. Just the city in general, or is there?
Like you're
a way
studying
to-
her or survey him.
Yeah.
You're surveying him.
So not every roll has to be that position effect thing that I explained
Okay.
earlier. We can do a fortune roll, which is just going to be straight up. What action do you think applies? To this
Survey.
roll?
I think she's just surveying this creature.
Okay.
This unfortunate, and she's just curious. I mean, the taste was delicious, but I mean, if she could get a sense as to the flavor or the ingredients behind that flavor, she would enjoy it all the more.
Okay, so click on your survey, and then when it says risky, controlled, desperate, scroll all the way down to fortune roll.
And then standard, or
Standard, yes.
coming at you. 0 bonus dice. Submit. Boop. That's a 2.
You're sensing perhaps a kindred spirit? This is maybe someone who also lives in that liminal zone. Partway, just like a toe in the land of the dead.
And she likes him.
I'll
She'll,
lean into the barman and say, "It's all right, mate. She is single."
And as a tip, she'll tear off her little fingernail, and she'll leave it in the bar.
It
I think at this
remains.
stage, Aldo is
on-
choking on his tepid water.
The back door opens, and in walks a large, rich man.
I already hate him.
Hey, if he's going.
I didn't have time to do drawings today, so this is what you get.
Lass. That's really good.
So he's bald. He's wearing a very fancy suit. Um, Obviously rich. He smells rich. Like his, you, it's like a wave of richness coming off of him. This guy has more money than all of you put together. More money than everyone in the bar put together. And it's raining outside, so he throws off an overcoat, plonks himself down at a table, at the one table in here. Waves at the barman. The barman starts preparing a drink, something a little bit more convoluted than what you guys have. And he says, "Please, please sit down. You are the emerald collectors, yes?"
Yes, that is us.
Well, my name is Sir Skinister.
Very nice to meet you. How can we be of service?
Aldo, you know this man. This man is a very wealthy financier, but he makes his money primarily by loaning to rich families. He's known as someone who finances those Leviathan hunting ships. These big, risky, costly endeavors. And he started his venture with a little bit of capital from an eccentric relative of yours, Lord Skurlock.
Interesting.
He's known as a man who pulled himself up by his bootstraps, started out in the gutter, not unlike, actually very unlike all of you freaks, but from a similar space. This is what they say. This is the story. This, if you were to read in the newspaper, this is what they'd say about him. Self-made man. But also, you know, it's self-made with Skurlock money, and he's made Lord Skurlock incredibly wealthy.
Okay. Would he know who I am?
Would he know who you are? This is a question, I think, for you. How estranged is Aldo from his family?
Excellent question. I think Aldo would be. So I think he comes from a military background. So I think he was in the army, trained up, and kind of eventually left the army, maybe not on the greatest terms, or left the imperial military not on the greatest terms. And I think kind of went his own way and did his own thing. So I think he wouldn't be he wouldn't be actively involved in the family business. So if Skinister was doing his homework and made it his business to know every member of the family, Aldo wouldn't be a hidden member of the family, but he wouldn't have encountered him on a professional capacity or anything like that. He's kind of like a second cousin, nephew kind of a situation, if that makes sense. So he'd be on one of the more outside members of the family. So
I don't think there's immediate recognition from this banker. You clock him, but he initially, you don't think, clocks you.
And can I ask, what is the... So has he's helped the family get rich, and so he's on good terms with the family, or has he kind of like taken the family's money and screwed
when
over?
I say Lord Skurlock, you've never met Lord Skurlock. He's your mad, like, fourth cousin. But he's become incredibly rich.
Okay.
So while your side of the family might have fallen on tougher times, one side of the family is doing very well for himself. New place in White Crown, they say.
Okay.
Little summer home in the capital, they say.
Right. Okay, so I think Aldo would kind of keep that in his pocket for now and sit down and kind of professionally engage with this dude, keeping his surname quiet and
Nice.
just introduce himself, first name only. Introduce the group. These are uh, my compatriots. Um, how may we be of service to you, Sir Skinnister?
Well, yes, you came very highly recommended. Very highly recommended. And I'm afraid I've come across a problem that my normal resources cannot help me with. I require something a little bit more off books.
You have come to the right people. We do not even know where the books are kept.
Nor how to read them, I would venture.
I would be offended, but you would be correct.
Well, on to business. But I'm afraid first I must tell you a bit of a story, and I apologize in advance for it. It is important for you to understand the full import of what I'm asking for. I wish for you to steal for me a teacup.
A teacup.
A teacup.
Like a teacup.
Porcelain.
Oh, porcelain now. Now that's... Oh, okay now.
This is not just any teacup. This is 77 years ago. The immortal emperor visited our fair city. He visited his distant relatives, the Keel family, and he drank from this teacup. It has been a prized possession of that family ever since. Except 7 years ago, they lost it. The lady of the house became enamored with some traveling group of Tycherosi weirdos, a cult of seers and fortune tellers. She ended up joining them and wearing robes and beads. It was all very, very odd. The family had to keep it a secret. But then they needed to cover up the fact that she had given away their prized possession, the Keel family teacup. Now, that cult is back in town, back at their business, swindling honest, noble people and good folk of Duskvol. And I wish for you to rob them of their teacup and bring it to me.
Can I look over at Dicey? Does Dicey respond in any way when the Tycherosi is a nationality or a race? Everybody's human in
Heritage?
this.
Everyone's
Heritage.
human, but Tycherosi are a bit different, as Dave is so amply exampled for us.
I think Dave's asleep. Yeah, when you give Dave a poke
His neck is broken. Just needs
He's
a little...
Yeah, well, unfortunately, that's exactly what it is. You hear this as that's mentioned. You hear this snapping as the head cocks, but in a very extreme way. And it's kind of hanging loosely now by her shoulder. She seems very interested.
Excellent. Okay. Would it be traditional to kind of like talk business at the start, or would this chap have already made an offer of what
You
financial
know
or
what's on the table. you know this is a 10 coin job.
10 coin.
Coin is like a an abstraction of money. 1 coin would be like a small purse with money in it. 10 coin is more money than you guys would make in a year.
Okay, big job.
This is bigger than anything the Emerald Collectors have ever attempted.
And we knew we knew this price, the size of the job, walking into the room before we did.
That's why you guys have trudged down to the docks and are willing to put up with this guy and his somewhat condescending attitude towards you.
So the way you said that we can sort of retrospect things.
Yeah.
How would it be so we're all still learning here, guys. Those who are watching, would it be possible for Shadow Slice to realize that this target was one she had been hired to assassinate before got away? Could I possibly sort of add that into the retrospection, or is that not how it works?
You want to kill the target?
No, that she would have been hired before to kill the target.
Well, why not?
But she failed, and it's
why wouldn't you add that in?
Oh, excellent. Cool. Yeah, well, there you go. Cool. I'm still getting used to the rules. Yeah. So at the mention of that name, teacups be damned. Even though she didn't collect the money and the job is no longer valid, it's professional pride.
Okay. The leader of this cult, they call themselves the Temple of Tomorrow. Their leader is a charlatan by the name of Guru Shav.
We would appreciate, of course, we would be delighted to pour our myriad of talents across this job, and we have no doubts that we will, of course, be able to find this Keel family teacup and return it to your, no doubt, very deserving hands.
Yeah.
As per usual, we would require any and all information, documents, paperwork, hints, leads, tips you could provide. And we will set to work immediately.
Will be no paperwork, and there will be nothing that links you to me to this teacup.
Oh, but of course, merely I mean any information you can provide, any hints or tips that will allow us to expedite the job. Find these people, Guru Shav, Temple of Tomorrow, that kind of thing. If you know of any more information, we would of course be very grateful for it.
Is there any way to tell whether this really is something personal to this person, or is there more to this?
Yeah, I think I don't think there's no role necessary. This guy hates the Keel family, and he's doing this purely out of spite. And he's willing to spend an exorbitant amount of money to dent their pride.
Yeah, she likes him more now.
So, does the teacup have to be returned to you in one piece? Or is it just as long as they don't have it anymore? As she's like fiddling with her belt, which you can see has like bombs and random explosives on it.
An excellent question from such a dirty quarter. I wouldn't have expected Greece to be able to talk. But no, you have hit on the matter directly. I require the teacup unshattered, in 100% whole condition, so that I may drink of it at the next council meeting. In the presence of Lord and Lady Keel, of course.
Mhm.
I think at
Come
this
on.
point, Saul's gonna stand up from the corner he's in and just sort of walk over, sort of tower over this guy and lean in. He said, "For an extra coin, we'll even throw in a saucer so you can have a little tea party with your little friends."
Just the teacup.
Yourself? And I'll stand up and just look down on him.
Excellent. Well, I think that is settled. We will get to work straight away, and we will have your teacup sans saucer in your hands before you can brew your tea.
Yes, well, I bet he seems very shaken by Sore. Is I'd better take my leave of you then. The barman comes over. It's taken him this entire time to make the drink, but Sir Sinister just stands up and walks away.
I hate him.
Oh, you
After he
going,
leaves
mate?
the room.
Oh, Tata.
Hmm.
Back on with the overcoat. There's like a look back, a look at Sore, and then a look at Aldo, and he says, "You're very well spoken. Have we met before? I think I recognize the face." "Of course not. No. How silly of me." Out the door.
Oh
I don't like him.
no, yeah, there is not much to like. Not much.
Rox, you stood in with them forgers?
Yeah, a little bit. What you got in mind?
Man wants a teacup. He didn't have to have the right teacup.
Hmm. Did you get what the teacup looks like? Oh, you mean after we take it? I've got you now. Sorry. Little distracted. You see, she's gonna take a little vial out of. She's got this big belt with all these things in it. She's gonna take one out. What was his name? I didn't catch it because I didn't care. What was his name? Now I care.
Some skinny prick.
Their
Sir
skin is there.
Sir Skinister. Just writes it, sticks it in a little vial.
Correct.
Remind me of that later.
Will do.
I like what you're thinking there, Sor.
Right, what's the plan now? Are we going to hang around getting insulted by rich toffs all night?
Ugh, I'm over that.
I too do not care for that kind of activity. Let us hunt down this Guru Shav and the Temple of Tomorrow.
Easy to find, right?
You think so? What? We're not into our action phase yet. We're going to need to find out a little bit of information about where the Temple of Tomorrow is. So think about how your character might go around finding this piece of information. If you've got friends, there's your character sheet comes with some potential friends already on it. There's also some on the crew sheet as well, I think.
Sorry.
Or if you wouldn't rely on other people, think about how you might try to hunt down this information.
So is the Temple tomorrow like is it a sort of a place where toffs go, or is it like a kind of an upmarket, eyes wide shut kind of thing, or?
That's a great question. How are you going to find out the answer?
Okay, well, we haven't heard anything about it yet.
Okay, well, right. I don't know how to do it, but I do know that if that is the case, Shadow Slice has a friend called Rosalind Kellis who is a noble. And if that is the case, she seems like the kind of person that would go there. And Rosalind Kellis, her and Shadow Slice have a kind of a deal, a kind of a working relationship, whereas Shadow Slice, when she uses her devil, her ghost veil, she can vanish and reappear. Rosalind Kellis, who's a noble, runs Ouija board scams and she claims to be kind of a noble psychic, and she will people will arrive and pay money, and then sort of just for a few extra coins, Shadow Slice will just kind of peer out of the shadows, and
Nice.
sort of and her nail will scrape across the Ouija board to give the answers that she's pre-prepared with Rosalind Kellis. So if this is somewhere that that nobles might go, I think maybe Shadow Slice will check it out. She'll go to her friend Rosalind Kellis.
Okay. Before we do that, does anyone else want to? Does
They're
anyone
like
else
a
have an idea?
cult, right?
That's what Sir Sinister said. Yeah.
So if this occult, they might go to an apothecary. My my friend, she's an apothecary in town. I could go and see her. Maybe she's got some
Okay.
information.
Yeah.
I wonder. Well, first of all, I don't know what the thing is with the traveling Taikarosi weirdos. I think Aldo doesn't know exactly what Shadow Slice. I don't think he's ever seen underneath. I don't think any of us have seen
None of us
underneath the
have.
veil.
No.
But I think maybe he might have gotten some ideas or hints that she was potentially Taikarosi. So I think he will kind of like maybe ask, would they know anything about these people? But failing that, I think he's recently turned. I think he's had, as I said, a slightly dubious past, and has turned a new leaf, and has found faith. That is his vice, is the faith, and he is regularly over at the House of the Weeping Lady in Six Towers. So I don't know if Mother Naria there would know anything about this other religion, this temple, or this potential temple of tomorrow. So that's something that he could potentially check out. But I think that's as much as, apart from using my kind of like general tracker hunting abilities, but that's me.
Okay.
John, have you anything?
I
Has
think
Sword beaten up anyone from the temple recently?
no, but he will probably go down to where the pits are. He's got a few people that he knows quite well there, and he knows cults like this will attract either two types of people: people with all the money that they're trying to swindle, or down and outs that they're just trying to use for cheap labor. So he's going to go the down and outs routes and just see if anyone's been preaching a better tomorrow, a better way of life to some of the lower forms of society that he's known to frequent in the alleyways and fight-eaten pits, and just see if
Okay.
anyone's trying to, been saying anything recently.
All right. So Keith, starting with what was your contact's name?
Mother Naria in
Mother
the House
Naria,
of the Weeping
okay.
Lady.
So this is going to be kind of like one of those, like, we're gathering information about the score, so we're going to like, the camera is going to flash from one to the other as you're picking up bits of information. Sorry, Dave, I'll get to you. Don't worry. Mother Naria is a terribly busy person.
Plain
The
old
Weeping
knife,
Lady,
don't mind me, sorry.
cares to the not just the spiritual, but also a lot of the material needs of the less well off. But at the mention of the Temple of Tomorrow, she does look over immediately. She's an older woman with like just a massive habit thing going on. She's mostly headdress. She's like something out of Dune. And she says, "Oh, they're no good, that lot. Half the people in here seem to be coming in because they've given them all their money. We can't keep up."
Do you know where they are located?
Oh, I do, yes. They've taken up with the Goody family. And
Goody.
another noble family of Duskvol fallen to their witchcraft and wickedness.
Well, I can assure you, Mother Naria, that me and my group, we will spend no moments lost to get these Temple of Tomorrow out of the town and get them shut down. You leave it with me.
Save as many souls as you can.
I will, of course. I don't know what a blessing is there, but he will bless himself, and he will feel very, very. Yeah, there is now a more feverish twinkle in his eye now as he feels that there's some sort of.
She's putting this on you. She is tasking you with get people out of there, get them away from their clutches. Could you make a note of that on your character sheet somewhere? Probably where it says notes.
Oh yeah. I will do that.
It's unorthodox, but might work.
You know, give it a go.
That leads us. That's the cue then, I think, for Dicey and what was the name of your noble friend?
Oh, that is Rosalind Kellis.
Oh, Rosalind. Oh, you're looking for those Temple of Tomorrow crowd. They're mooching in on my turf. But here's the thing, darling. They say it's real. And I'm not talking about the punters, because of course they'll believe anything you tell them. No. People in the business, people in the line, they've gone there and they say it's all real. They can tell the future. They have seen tomorrow and they know what it'll bring. That would put me out of business.
She points to herself. And when she says, like, oh, it's real, I mean, I don't know if I have to spend stress for this, but could I sort of just lean into the ghost veil thing a little bit, just to, like, because, I mean, I think Shadow Slice assumed that Rosin knew that Shadow Slice could sort of fade away. Maybe it's just because she's in the middle of the job that she hasn't seen it really. And when she says, "Yeah, oh, this is real," I think Shadow Slice will just, if she can just sort of give a hint of that, sort of, just, show her this is real too.
Oh no, darlings, I did not mean to imply any. I'm saying what I do. It's all. I just do this for fun, you know. I like fucking with people. This is what I do in my spare time, but it's going to mean an end to my hobby, darling. But you're saying you're going to the temple? Can you make a consort roll?
Consort. Okay, I have no dots in that, so I can still do
That's
that.
okay.
Okay.
You can still click it. You'll be rolling 2 dice, and we'll take the lower of the 2.
Our art
It'll do it
consort
for
for
you,
Romeo.
I wonder what 2 ones. Oh, 5 or a 5. I'll take the 5 if that's all right.
Critical 5.
Solid choice.
Well, if you're going, darling, would you like an invite?
She holds both her hands out. You can see they are blue and filthy.
An invite is placed in your hand. She doesn't touch you. There's a rule. You're not allowed to freak her out. and you get to continue doing this. But she says they have some very strange rules. Everything is masquerade. You'll fit right in.
She holds her finger up for the one rule, and then she'll put a second one up and go, oh, as if to sort of ask, is there a second rule?
Oh, well, no names. That's what the invitation said. No names. Come masked, and you are to submit yourself, body and mind and spirit. Yada 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 yada. I gather there's a bit of a rigmarole before you get to meet the man with the cards or crystal ball, whatever it is he does that has everyone so worked up.
She'll just fade into the shadows.
What a little freak.
And then she'll fade back out and realize she forgot the invitation to take it. And just fade back into the shadows. Then she fade back in and just see there's a biscuit there.
No, go ahead.
And she looks, she's gone back into the shadows.
Rosalind, like the last shot is like Rosalind turns around expecting her to be there again.
Yeah, you hear crunching from the shadows.
Is she gone? I really need to fart. I think we've got loads of information now. I think we've got more friends who could potentially help, but how I want to deal with that is maybe if we come across an obstacle that we think either Stasia the apothecary or some bruiser down the pits, something you can think of, we can have like a free flashback or something as to how
Sounds good.
Oh yeah,
Figured out.
flashbacks. I love that mechanic. The
Yeah.
flashbacks. It's great.
Yeah, flashback is just can we go back and I can explain how I prepared for this obstacle or
How I did the thing.
yeah, it's just the whole thing. But great. We're ready for our engagement roll. We're ready to get stuck in. I'm very excited. Let's go to 6 Towers.
Let's heist.
Right.
Let's heist. So 6 Towers is the district where the Goody house is located. Where will I locate it? I don't even know. I think we'll go up to Lost Way. In Blades in the Dark, the idea is we go straight to the action, but how hot is the action when we start this heist? It's going to be decided by what we call the engagement roll. And the engagement roll is essentially we're going to weigh up your advantages and disadvantages, roll a number of dice, and that's going to tell us whether we start off in a controlled or risky or maybe a desperate situation.
Fantastic.
So we're hoping for 6s. We'll accept 4 or 5, and 1, 2, or 3, we go home early.
And is there anything we can do narratively to load our to help us out?
Absolutely. There's a number of sort of different steps that we're going to go through where
Cool.
we're going to discuss how narratively we might get the thumb on the scale in our favor.
Okay.
Oh, there's rain in the background. Sorry. We'll try and turn down the music. Hopefully that's better for people watching. I can't hear music at all, but there we go.
No.
I love Roll20
Same.
and all of its foibles.
Yeah.
Okay, so at the start of any operation, we start off with 1d6, just for pure luck, just for the audacity to have tried this. So we've got 1d6. Then we have to look at is this operation particularly bold or daring? I think it is. I think you're going up against a very established cult full of rich people.
In the house of, presumably the Goody family are a well-known house or family, or they're well off or whatever.
They are. To explain the area of Six Towers, this was once the noble district of Duskvol. With industrialization, with the Leviathan oil coming in, some people have gotten super rich. Others have become relatively much less well off. The super rich have left the Six Towers, and what's left are sort of families that would be noble in name and certainly would be more respected because of their family and where they're from, but these are not necessarily super wealthy. They are, however, the perfect victims for a guru to come along and say, I can make all your problems go away if you give me lots of your money. So I think the fact that this is a particularly daring plan, you're going to get +1 dice, so we're up to 2 dice. Is it complex, or is it contingent on many factors? Guys, this heist is terrifyingly simple so far. We don't need to subtract any dice. It's very straightforward.
Will that
Go
one
to a
path
party.
will get us all in?
Yeah, you've got. How much easier could this be? Does
Beautiful.
your plans detail expose the vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? Yes, it does. You're going in the front door. They're not really prepared for their rich clientele to attempt to boost stuff from their organization.
They don't have
Can
any
any of your
sort of
friends or
like
contacts prepared?
guards or anything like that on the door.
Oh, there definitely will be.
Okay.
Oh, we have an invite.
We've got an invite, so we can just.
No, but I'm just sizing up
Hmm.
what muscle they've got.
About the invite, I like to think that like there like there was an hour of planning, and Shadow Slice just fades out of the shadows. And
That's what we're doing right here. This is the planning montage.
yeah,
So-
and everyone's like, what the fuck is this? Oh shit!
Scratch all that. Straight in.
It's like architectural drawings just thrown off the table.
Yeah.
Hours and hours of like, oh, I'm going this way.
Rox probably had like her, I don't know, her sewer boring conventions
Yeah.
on the go or something. Can any of your friends or contacts provide you with aid or insight for this operation? I mean, that's just what we've been
Yeah.
doing. Yeah,
Yeah.
add a dice.
Fantastic.
Are any enemies or rivals interfering in this operation? Take -1 dice.
Not that we know of.
Don't think
Not
so.
that we know.
Don't think anyone knows about. We haven't got. Do we, as we are the Emerald Collectors, we are relatively known. We're kind of established. I don't know if you feel that we have narratively built up some enemies already, or are we kind of like.
Oh, guys, you're swimming in enemies.
Yes.
Uh,
Do
That
we
just means
know?
we're successful.
Is there a chance that Sir Skinister is doing this? He's hardly doing this to set me up or anything like that. I'm not important enough for him to want to. He wants this teacup, so as far as we know, it's like it's an aside that he might recognize me from my family. But other than that, I don't. Does no one else knows us or knows what
I
we're
don't
doing?
think so. Are there any other elements that you might want to consider? Maybe the target is a lower tier. No, they're not. In fact, they're a higher tier than you.
Good to know.
So they are better at being a cult than you are at being a gang, unfortunately. So I'm going to take 1 dice away from
Shots
Wah, wah.
fired.
Slanderous.
Yeah.
They've
See
been
about
doing
that.
this for at least 77 years.
Fair.
Yeah.
I think that's it. That is 2 dice.
Okay.
Okay.
And remind us what we're looking for again.
A teacup.
Oh no, I'm
like
sorry,
6 to 5.
Dice.
Oh,
What's this game? Who am I? What?
Hello? Hello?
What results on the dice were
Yeah.
okay. So a 1, 2, 3. We're in a desperate situation at the
I
start.
don't
of
want those.
I mean, I feel like,
action.
yeah.
On a
that
4 or 5, it's risky.
Pico's.
Ooh, and
Heat is on.
6.
On a 6, you're in a control position. You have, you are exactly where you want to be to do the thing that you want to do.
And we're taking the highest.
The highest of 2d6.
Cool.
Who would like to roll?
Who would like to roll 2d6?
Not it.
I'll go for it.
Yes!
Excellent.
Do it.
Am I just doing this outside of the sheet? 2d6.
On the
You
left hand
can
side,
do,
there's a
yeah.
dice there.
Yeah. Our big burly man is not afraid of
Oh,
him.
look at that, 6!
Hey, there we go.
Guys, this is the easiest game in the world. You just
like
roll a
we-
6.
We fall back into our old roles and everyone's fucking amazing.
So you guys are attending with an invitation. But you're also masked, which helps hide the fact that you are not the regular clientele. So you approach the outside of this building, and how I would describe it is it's on the street, but there's enough of a front garden that like you can't just enter the front door. There's like you have to open the wrought iron gate, trudge up, and by the time you're at the door, you've been clocked. However, there is also it's kind of plenty of people inside already. There's a bit of a almost like a party atmosphere going on in here. There you can tell the front door is open. It's in front of the front door. There are servants who are also wearing masks, and they're like wearing like full face masks with just 2 eye holes, and one of them puts his hand out for the invitation. Thank you, madame. He opens it and he starts reading it thoroughly all of a sudden. He wasn't interested at all, but then he's kind of like
Dicey, we're supposed to blend in a little bit more than that. Just a little bit, okay?
Appears to be an order. Welcome to Goody House. You're free to come in and enjoy the refreshments. When it is your time to arise and ascend to see the guru, you will be called. In the meantime, please enjoy the music and festivities inside.
Put her finger on his lips.
Okay. Rox, just like gently pull your hand down, Dicey.
She's very excited.
Yeah, she doesn't get out
As
of
we
that.
all
Sorry.
are. Bless
There
you
are-
and bless the goodies, the gurus.
There are many fans of the guru inside. Perhaps she shall meet someone of her own kind. within.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
I'm very excited. All of us.
Enjoy
Come.
your evening.
We'll go. Go ahead, Dicey. Go ahead. Soar, ready?
And she,
Oh, can we
Dicey
finally
kinda-
fucking get inside?
Dicey
Yeah.
kind of walks with a limp like this. She's like, kind of hunched over, and she walks in. There's a clicking
Soar-
sound when she walks from her bones.
The second guard, it's a casual enough thing, but he does try and shoulder check you,
Who
and then
Dicey?
stumbles back slightly, satisfied that like you're thinking, as much as that other guy might have been a bit of a like he's putting on a posh accent or whatever, these guys are guards.
Who did he try and shoulder check? Sore?
Thor.
Oh, yes.
I'll just acknowledge it. All right. I'll just eyeball him, give him an upwards nod, recognizing the shithousery guys on the doors will try and do,
He's got your number.
and just no.
He's
And then
checking out your
walk in.
staples.
Coming in the front door. Actually, this is a masquerade ball. What
Oh, yeah.
what are your masks?
I'll leave that to everyone else because Shadow Slice got that sorted.
Shadow Slice came prepared.
Rocks would definitely have this is something that the kids do in their family from an early age, grabbing scrap metal and scrap chemicals around and playing with chemical reactions and color changes on the metal and the way metal will lay across different faces and different, adorn it with various bits and bobs, scrap pieces of wire and nuts and bolts that you get on the floor. So it's all like, in fact, you guys, I mean, do you want me to make one for you? Like, I've got a selection. Like,
I think that sounds like a good idea.
actually, my brother has one that kind of looks like a crow.
That sounds like my kind of thing. Definitely.
I walk in with a ornate, beautiful, like peacock feathers attached to this very sort of Venetian, stunning, like jeweled mask, feathers running everywhere. But are we getting masks? Are we?
Good mask.
Yeah, there was some prick pissed up on his way here, so I knocked him out and had his mask.
Nice. Like it.
It suits your personality.
Shut up, Aldo.
Yeah, get my metal mecha crow face on. And I think. Do you think I'm trying to decide I'm gonna see if I can have a little small light chain. Maybe Rocks can make me up. I'll ask Rocks to make up like a little light chain that I can just attach to my crow's foot and kind of like have as if it was some sort of a fancy upper class pet or something, and have my crow sitting with me on my shoulder.
Absolutely. Just got like wire, like a straw
That's-
wire. Just crochet it really quick.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. We've even got costume for the crow. I love it. And I'm just thinking, no wonder
best.
Soar got shoulder checked. Imagine big bruiser wearing yeah.
Literally
Yeah.
peacocking.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, that's why he didn't do anything, but just sort of smiled, thinking that he would do exactly the same fucking thing, still wearing what he's wearing.
Is
That's
there
why it's
music
just
playing?
a little nod.
There is music playing.
So if there's music playing, Shadow Slice she always walks over and is kind of hunched over, kind of thing, vibe. And if there's music playing, you'll hear her like her hunched over back will kind of cracks and snaps as she raises herself to her full 7 foot tall height, and she glides into the dance floor and snatches up a man who is dancing with anyone, and she is an expert dancer, and she is delighted to have the opportunity to dance again. She is lithe, she is graceful, and she is both happy and sad. She is ecstatic that she gets to do this again, but there is a part of her that before she became Shadow Slice, that is it's very, very sad for her. But she'll carry that sadness and she'll whirl around the dance floor. And she's leading, of course, and she will not take no for an answer.
Poor bastard. Thank God he's wearing a mask.
The guy who cares who he is, right?
Yeah.
That's not the point. But like, okay, let's say he's wearing a cat mask, and you're dancing around with him in this. To explain the area, there's a hallway, but then into the right is where there's music playing, and there is dance. There seems to be people here for a social event, not just getting their fortune read or whatever. This is a social gathering, and people are having a good time. They have drinks, and you're waltzing through this open space with all the tables and chairs pushed back, but there's still the furnitures are all pushed back. It's not gone, and there's a large mirror on the wall. And as you're spinning around, you catch the cat's face in the mirror. You spin around, the cat's face again. You spin around, and it is another black veiled face that you are holding.
Does she recognize it? Is it who she hopes it is?
She's with you tonight.
And
She's here.
she, like, the arm, so where it was just like hands, clasped with this poor unfortunate, now the arms go right around. It's normally like noises, but now the music is coming out of her. And she's clenching this veiled creature to her, because every time she enacts her ghost veil, like, she meets the black. The black gives her purpose. The black gives her jobs to do, and everything, even if it's not something she'd like to do normally. But if it's for the black, she loves it. This person is still really a real person. They're going to be very uncomfortable right now.
Kill him.
Person she's dancing with.
No, you've been told to find him and to kill him.
And she'll lean in, and the person, she's clenching in here. I mean, she kind of like a Kenku. She can repeat words she's just heard. Kill, yes.
I do beg your pardon, ma'am. Happened me.
She shove him off. And put her hands over her, like where her breasts are supposed to be, and she and motion that he's been like inappropriate with her.
And everyone has seen that it's been very, very close. And yeah, how dare you? I was just leaving.
Big
Like
hand comes
teeny-
on the shoulder of this guy, so I think you better be leaving, ain't you, mate? Wouldn't want anything bad to happen.
Nothing bad shall happen, for the guru would have told me
Early days.
Back on the job.
Can I can Aldo have used this opportunity when this whole thing is going on? So the plan is obviously we're trying to find this teacup. So as soon as that shenanigan starts up and presumably possibly starts drawing some attention in the room, Aldo is going to start doing the rounds and trying to suss out any kind of insight or information. Well, first of all, can I ask, did we post conversation with Sir Skinsalot or Sir Skinister? Did we get any other information about the place? Did he tell us who or where or how or anything like that?
Nope, he doesn't
No.
know.
Okay, cool. So on the back of that, I would like to have gone around the house of the Weeping Lady in a flashback
Mm-hmm.
and spoken to some of the other nobles and of the other people that were there that Mother Naria pointed out to me that had been involved in the the Temple of Tomorrow, and to get as much information from them as possible about Guru Shav. I don't know if I can get anything about the teacup, but yeah.
Take 1 stress for this flashback.
Yes.
And yes, you were told that the guru is upstairs.
Fantastic.
That there are plenty of guards, and that the you're put through a procedure before being allowed to see him. You need to come to him sort of bathed and robed.
So that involves us derobing all of our regular gear and re-robing. Oh, actually, sorry, can I ask, before we went in on this job, something we didn't do was decide what level of a load we're doing.
Yes.
What level of what? Load.
Oh yeah.
Load. So remember, we don't decide what equipment we have beforehand. We have the equipment that we need when we need it. But what we do decide beforehand is what's our load? How many things are we taking with us in a more sort of narrative sense? So a light load would be good if you wanted to infiltrate, say, a party, and you can't really afford to have much bulky stuff around you. If you were like, oh, we're coming here as workmen, you might have a few bags or whatever. That's what's called a normal load. If you're going heavy load, there's not really much disguising the fact that you're here to boost a place, and you would be spotted walking down the street, as it were. So I think narratively we're leading towards a lighter load, but of course, if somebody wants to go as a heavy load and they come up with a narrative reason why they would be heavy, or sorry, standard or
I picked normal.
Normal load.
Should I have gone light?
Light sounds good for someone who's just danced with someone.
Okay, so I'll get rid of a few things then. So I clicked a few red boxes, so I'll get rid of my climbing gear.
Yeah, so you don't know if you're going to need climbing gear or not, but like maybe
we select them as we need them.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just say
cool.
we're bringing a light load is 3 items or 3 boxes. So we say
sorry. Okay, yeah.
It's only when we use them
That's my D&D brain that was picking things beforehand. Okay,
that's it. That's I really love this mechanic because you say we've got 3 items, but we only pull them out. So later on,
I love this. Okay,
actually,
cool.
I want to have 2 of my things as armor. So
the only limit is your load.
So
also, things that are in italics do not count towards load.
Yeah.
There's another thing.
Fantastic.
And anything that's in the grey box at the top of your character sheet, sorry to everyone at home who can't see a character sheet, is that's sort of unique to your class items.
Cool.
So you guys know that you need to go upstairs. You also know that you need not to be checked, right? This is obvious.
Right. So we've definitely, I think we're all on a light load, unless someone is.
So I would have said to the gang, right, who wants to bunk in their stuff into the bag that we need, and people will drop in other things. I'll tie it up. I would have gone round to the back of the house, tied the bag up, and just chucked it over the fence with a long rope attached. And
knife out.
at which point I would have said to Aldo, "You're Crow. You're all right with playing fetch?" And the Crow familiar would grab the other end of the rope to fly up to us, where I could then pull up the gear through the back of the house.
You're all on light load until narratively that crow gets that bag, in which case you can become normal load. That sounds like a brilliant idea, but also a stressful one for not the greatest thinker in the group.
Life's stressful.
Please take 2 stress for that flashback.
Love to. Love
It's
to.
such a good idea, though.
Yes,
Love
it's
it.
excellent work. Thank you.
So
Rocks is
earlier,
absolutely ching ching, like this big wrench, like shh.
Thank
Like,
you,
okay.
Sora, for that. So we're on light load now, and then if and when we can get that,
Yeah.
we're on heavy load. Okay,
Yes.
so we know we have to get upstairs, and we
Normal.
know we have to either be derobed and re-robed, stripped and re-robed, or somehow we have to circumnavigate that.
I've got
We
something
need-
for that.
Sorry, go on, Dave.
Yeah, I've got something for that. So earlier today, Shadow Slice would have paid off one of her sort of colleagues to arrive at the house in the garb of pest control, and sort of report that they've been here, and obviously would have produced some dead rats. And ones with sort of with green foam around their mouths as well, indicative of plague. And they would have said, "Oh, look, we need to go and investigate the place," and blah blah blah. And what they would have done is they would have prepared the space between the walls, the outer walls and the inner walls. They would have cleared a way up to so Shadow Slice and whoever else can enter underneath a bush through a small removed piece of stone on the ground, and then climb their way up, almost like just sort of one hand on one side, one hand on the other, and they can scuttle up and they can arrive in through a loose brick or a series of bricks in a fireplace upstairs.
I love it. Couple of questions.
Mm.
Who did you get to because it's not Rosalind the noblewoman.
No, it would be. Unfortunately, it would be Darmot the Bluecoat.
Who hates your guts?
Yeah, I
for
know.
all the stealing that you've done.
Yeah, but I mean, the money's good.
You're gonna try and bribe a police officer, an officer of the law?
He
Absolutely would take your bribe.
She already knows. Yeah, he'll take any bribe at all.
Okay. It's coming out of your cut.
That's fine.
It's gonna cost you a coin
That's all right.
to cut.
She's not in it for the coin. She's in it for the black. To make the black happy.
Awesome. Okay. Excellent. Okay, but
And
to
if he
procure
fucks her,
plague-
she's coming for him.
to procure plaguey rats. That's 2 stress.
I can help with that.
Oh,
Yeah.
you've got a thing?
I have oh, look at this chemical and this chemical and
Oh
this
my God.
chemical.
Yeah.
I absolutely have stuff that we can feed to rats that'll make them die and secrete stuff.
Well argued. 1 stress to procure some dead rats for this plan. Plus
Thank
Darmit's
you.
getting a coin. You guys just need to sneak out the back and you're there.
That's
Are we
fucking
both taking
teamwork.
Sorry, no. Dave is taking the stress to organize this flashback. You are fine.
Lovely.
But at this stage, with that little commotion would be it's a great chance to scope out the area. Like, you guys don't even need to roll for distraction. Dave just does it. which is fantastic. You're clocking that in addition to like the house guards, there's these guys in robes, like orange and yellow robes. They're wearing wooden beads, and they look far too tough to be monks. You're seeing the little telltale signs of bruising around the knuckles, the odd sailor tattoo. These religious guys are also heavies.
Are they masked?
They are not masked. They all have shaved heads.
Look at Sor. Look at Sor. He's thinking about it.
You just need to get out the back, and you'll be ready to climb up to the next floor. The one where the guru is.
Do we go now? Do we do the thing now?
Is that a good place to take our break?
Let's do it.
Think?
Let's take a break and then come back with an action.
Love it. Thank you very much, Cormac. This has been so fucking much fun so far.
Fantastic.
Loving it. Guys, we'll see you. We'll see you in about 5 minutes. Oh, sorry. Hey, hi, welcome back to part 2 of our wonderful EC one-shot, Blades in the Dark, with the amazing Cormac. I thought I had some stuff to announce, but I don't, so I think we're just straight back into it. Welcome back. The throne is yours, GM Cormac.
Where were we? We were trying to break into a place. We had just discovered that we had, in fact, arranged for the back of the house to be like cleared back a little bit so you guys can maybe climb up. The problem is you're in this grand hallway of a noble house that's full of people. There's people here to see the guru, there's servants and waiting staff, and there's some guys dressed as monks who are suspiciously like muscular and tattooed. So there's a lot of eyes in this area, and you would prefer those eyes not to look in your direction.
Okay.
What do we do?
Do I recognize the tattoos on these monks?
I don't think the tattoos are any. They're not. Then they look like the kind of tattoos that fighters would get, but like they don't. There doesn't seem to be anything. I don't know. Gang identifying about them. Like
It's from like pits.
they maybe just picked these guys up out of the pits.
Interesting.
So our thing is we need to get out to our basically entrance hatch without being noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So this, like, we don't
Got
have a. I don't have a map of the house. This is all theater of the mind. So
Yeah, no
how
problem.
I'm imagining it is like a grand staircase which would go up to where the guru is, but like you maybe need to go around the side of that staircase, out a
got
back door, through
Okay.
like a galley or kitchen or something like that, and out the back.
Dicey. Do you want to dance again? Okay. Here is a pouch. Okay. You got focus just for 1 minute. This could like go really bad. You focused? Give me a thumbs up if you're focused. Excellent. Dicey, here you go. I'm going to put a little pouch in your hand here, okay? And you can feel that there's powder in there. It's very, very important that you don't release the powder until we're ready. You go dance. I want you during the crescendo of the song, do a big, like, beautiful, you're an amazing dancer, pirouette in the middle. And as you throw your hand in the air, by the way, Drew has no idea if you do throw your hand in the air in a pirouette. I don't know. It sounded good. And as you do it, you're going to open the bag quickly and toss the bag in the air and let the powder disperse. And then you don't look at the powder. You don't inhale the powder. You're going to take a deep breath, and we're all going to go as everyone is distracted, in theory, hopefully hypnotized by this lovely trance powder. We're going to make our way. Exit stage left.
We're gonna do some party jokes.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Can I add to that?
Of course.
I would like to use my, I think, survey action to survey the house. I would like to hopefully scout, add my scout special ability to that. When you gather info to locate a target, you get +1 effect. So I would like to survey and or scout the best possible route, what the actual route we need to take. And maybe I'm happy to, I don't know if I take a stress or whatever, to aid everybody else in doing that, in getting out. Does that
You ready
sound
for some advanced Blades in the Dark?
Oh,
This
Oh,
is
shit.
all a
Unbelievable.
setup action. Okay. You're
Okay.
going to be setting up the other roll for it to be a better chance of success, or a better effect, essentially. So this roll that you're going to do is going to lead directly into Drew's roll, which might actually be Dave's roll.
Dominoes, motherfuckers!
Teamwork.
That's it.
Yes. Okay. So you want to give me a survey roll? That sounds fun.
Sorry, who is this?
This
Mm,
is the Crow Aldo. So you're
So-
surveying this party for the best. Basically, how can we get out the back without being seen by the most guards?
Yeah.
So I think we're still in a controlled situation.
Cool.
But I think the effect is going to be limited just because of the number of people.
Yeah, can I also... That's fair enough. And can I use the crow in this as well? Fair enough. I don't know how useful the crow would be, so what the crow's got to do.
It's also
Flamboyant.
really confusing for me because like your character sheet is called the Crow and you
Okay,
have a
yeah,
thing
yeah.
called the Crow.
I have a crow called the crow.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll submit
think-
control
Well, no, hang on,
position.
don't submit yet because you do have the scout ability.
Yes.
So when you gather information and locate it, you get +1 effect. So you should actually be rolling controlled standard.
Control. So
Where
click
is
control,
this
submit
control?
controlled.
Yep,
Standard effect.
standard effect.
Excellent. Submit. And any bonus dice then?
You do not have any bonus dice unless somebody wants to help. And to help, you just need to say, I take 1 stress and you get a bonus dice.
Yeah, I'm helping.
Okay. Can you knock off another stress, please, Tom?
That's 3 for your boy.
That will give you a bonus dice.
Excellent. So that's 1 bonus dice. And I now submit.
Submit it. Send it. Just roll a 6. Easy peasy.
I did!
No.
Yay!
I rolled a 4 and a 6.
Nice.
Easy game.
Go and have
Are
tea.
our dice rolls not the bottom dice roll not appearing on the roll 20 or the Twitch screen?
If we look at the stream, we can see it said. I think you just needed to
Oh.
catch up.
Yeah.
Just call it.
Hmm.
Perfect.
If it's
There we
lagging,
go.
just give it another refresh.
It's there. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, we were not lying. It is a 6.
Right.
Once again, plan goes off perfectly without any complications. I love complications, guys. We can't wait for us to get some complications. You clock that if you're going to cause a distraction in the place where people are dancing, you need to not go out through the hallway. You can go in behind where the band are and through a door there. That'll keep you shielded from anyone who's on the stairs, and everyone in this room will be potentially experiencing some light hallucinations and won't notice you going.
Fantastic.
Where's that man's wife? That I was
It's not the
dancing-
time or the place.
Whoa.
That Shadow Slice was dancing with earlier,
Probably
berating him.
berating him.
Well,
Yeah.
she'll sweep in, and the finger's going there, and she'll just grab the finger and she'll just. And she'll whisk her out onto the dance floor, and the dancing it will begin in earnest. And as I said before, Shadow Slice is an expert dancer, and her full 7-foot frame is completely. I hesitate to use the word erect, and she will just whisk this woman around, and the scent of her mask has changed from vinegar to lavender.
Lovely stuff.
Drew,
Yeah.
could you tick off on your character sheet your use of trance powder?
Yeah, I ticked 1 on my bandolier.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like under your garments, you've got all sorts of things.
Okay.
Hidden pockets, lots of pockets, probably pockets and everything.
You like my dress? Thanks. It has pockets.
Pennies.
It's like
Probably on
like
her, yeah. Rocks,
pimp my dress. Hey, bro, we heard you like pockets, so we put pockets in your pockets, so you can pocket while you
Yes.
pocket.
There we go.
What sort of role do you think applies here, Dave?
All she needs to do is create a distraction and have a dance. So I think finesse.
Finesse sounds perfect. I think you've got still in that controlled position. You're pushing it with picking on this distraught woman.
Well, her vibe. I mean, she would really love if she could establish a connection with this woman and sort of drive a wedge between the two of them.
And would it help that, I mean, this bag, while she's not releasing it, you would be able to smell, and trance powder induces a pleasant hypnotic trance when inhaled.
Cool, and I'm going to burn the stress for nothing to do with the story, but I'll tell you about that shortly.
Okay. Well, I would also like rocks to burn a stress for helping with this.
Cool.
Um,
Yeah, because I don't know if this shit's actually going to work, I suppose. So,
which is going to give Dave a bonus dice.
So they're dancing. Yeah, sorry.
So we're gonna do a finesse roll. It's going to be controlled.
Finesse, controlled,
I
submit.
want to say that because of the dispersal mechanism and the size of the room, we're dealing with a limited effect.
Things you can only say in TTRPGs.
But you're getting help. You can use that help instead of getting an extra dice to make it a standard effect, which means it'll do what you want.
There's and bonus dice 1.
You can either do a standard effect or do a bonus dice 1.
Oh, I'll just do standard. Or
you can push yourself to 2 stress and take an extra dice, or you can take a devil's bargain.
Oh,
I don't think I need a devil's bargain. I think. Look, I think we'll just. She trusts in the black. Oh, that's a 1.
Oh, a 1 and a 2.
Consequences.
I love it.
Nice.
There's no like narrative difference between a 1 and a 2, but the 1 just looks so awful.
Yeah, I know. But I'm here
How
for
does this go wrong?
So it goes really wrong because the stress point I'm about to spend, if you will allow it, the reason Dicey singled out this man was because when she was on the job, she had to surveil and get to know his neighbor, and it turns out that this man was having an affair with his neighbor, and Shadow Slice prides herself on honesty. She's an honest crook. When she murders somebody, she would have pre-written a letter, and she'll hold them down, and she'll hold it up to their face, and they will know why this is happening, and then she'll scrunch it up and she'll eat it. And she found a love letter from this woman's husband to the neighbor, and she was more focused on slipping that into the pocket than doing her job and doing the job that Roxanne told her to do. So that's why she fucked it up. I feel like this explosive thing, or this pouch, it sails across the room and explodes all over the band.
That will cause a commotion, but more of the.
But I mean, the woman, it's very obvious. Like she's caught trying to slip that note into the woman's pocket.
I think you get it. You thief! And she, tall as you are, this woman smacks you. You're going to take a level 1 harm, chastised.
Level 1 harm.
We haven't discussed harm yet, but harm, there's a harm box on your character sheet. And harm
Right.
comes in 4 levels. So level 1 is the lowest level.
Okay, I think I see it there.
And there's boxes and you can type in the nature of the harm. And the harm here is more psychological. It's not that you were hurt, but
If
you
you look at
upset
my
this woman
yeah,
in a way you didn't mean to.
I mean that's what she's all about. Yeah.
You can resist any negative effect, by the way. Is maybe dicey, too much of a proud character to be chastised by this woman.
Oh, I think it would probably amuse her.
If you would
So
like
how
to
do-
resist,
yeah.
we're getting through all the mechanics here, guys. This is great. Anytime I give you a consequence, you can be all like, "No, I don't like that." But there's a cost. You need to make a resolve roll.
Okay.
You're going to take 6 stress minus your result on the resolve roll. If you go over to on your character sheet where you see all the attune, command, consort, and sway, above that it says resolve. You can click that.
I think I'll just take the one chastised. I mean, do you know it's not in no like yeah. Let's try and resist that. So I click resolve.
Resolve,
Yeah.
and it'll bring up on that
No bonus
Same.
dice.
same thing.
Boop. That's 3.
You take 3 stress.
Oh, that's not good. 1, 2. Okay, cool. 1, I got
but-
3 or 4 left.
How does this look like? Because she slaps you. And says, "You thief. She was putting something in my pocket. I saw it."
She didn't talk that much. But she'll whisk around as the dance comes to a conclusion, and she'll go. Gift. She'll just hand it to her instead of trying to put it into her pocket. And then she'll spin off and she'll leave the dance floor.
Yeah, some of the larger men are coming over at this point.
Oh, she will go into the bathroom and she's going to use her ghost veil, which will result in 2 more stress. How do I click that into the? Is there a way to click that so people can see it in the chat?
If it's a special ability, the little bell on the bottom left-hand side, if you click that, we'll drop it into the
It is
chat.
a special ability.
Underneath the white dot, there's a little bell on the bottom left-hand side. I think that puts it into the chat.
Oh, I see it. Yes, thank you. Ghost veil. You may
Cool.
shift partially into the ghost field, becoming shadowy and insubstantial for a few moments. Take 2 stress when you shift, plus 1 stress for each extra feature. I don't know what that means. It lasts for a few minutes rather than moments. So right now, yeah.
Yeah, so when it says you have basically a suite of optional extra features that you might want to add. You'll take an extra stress if you want it to last for longer than a few moments. You'll take an extra stress if you want to be invisible rather than shadowy, and you take another extra stress if you want to float through the air like a ghost.
Those are extra options on top of the ghost veil, though, right?
Exactly.
It
So at the
lasts for a
moment, you
minute
just become
rather
like
than
a
moments.
shadowy blur for a minute.
Well, I think what she's going to do is she's going to leave the dance floor. She's going to open the WC, close the door, shift into ghost veil, and then she's going to make her way to where that area in the wall is and just drift through the wall, and then just
Nice.
climb up that sort of crawl space that's been left for her.
Okay.
And I think when
Everyone
this
else.
kind of starts going tits up, I think
Yeah.
I'm going to grab the other 2 and we're going to book it. Unless
Well,
Drew has
we
something.
still have to. I mean, this isn't like the whole room isn't in commotion. Like, is
No,
it distracted
no.
enough? Or
But the band have stopped playing well. Some of them are playing too fast. Some of them are playing too slow.
Right, okay.
One of them has just like the drummer is just like face first in his drums.
Okay. I'm gonna like grab, like as you come over to grab us, be like, hold just for a minute, and just kind of for a minute see, is the crowd gonna disperse? Is it just a little bit of confusion and we still need like a distracted getaway? Because I've got another thing up my sleeve.
Okay. Before we expend everything on getting upstairs,
I've got loads. It's okay.
It's going so well. We were
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
through everything.
there's a commotion right now. There are burly men, whether
Okay.
they're the monks or whether they're members of staff, are being called over because this woman feels like she's been her family honor is being besmirched by this floozy who's come in handing propaganda.
And they're not looking
out.
for us.
Propaganda.
They're looking for Dicey.
It's
Not us.
evidence.
And
So-
she's like pointing towards the bathroom where Dice.
Okay. Yeah, we go really quick. So we go through the store. Okay. So as we go out, just really quick, guys, I'm going to grab another vial and put a little bit of oil on the door as we go through, kind of just little like drips, like a little syringe, drip, 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 drip down the side, like 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we can go. I've just put some binding oil on it so that'll permanently fuse that together so nobody be chasing us. Let's go.
Dice is upstairs at this stage, I think.
Yeah, well, the 3 of us.
Yeah.
2 to 3.
Yeah.
We'll go meet Dicey. We know where we're going. We know where she went.
Don't worry, this is the plan. We're still all
Yeah.
part of the plan.
Yeah, it's fine.
This is
Fine.
all supposed to be like this.
I got another plan, right? You know, if we're followed, but nobody can. If we're fine.
I don't think like there's no role needed for that. You just use
Oh, I don't know.
take the use of the binding oil.
Okay. I mean, there's
Uh,
like Roman numerals next to it.
Let's not worry about that. That's advanced Blades in the Dark.
Cool.
Oh shit!
We
Step
need to
back
go
from
college
the
for that.
dance.
There's
Wait.
like slashes and other numbers, and
When it goes Latin, fuck.
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't want to go
This
full
is just
Latin.
one for the Irish lads. I was at a gig last night where they had remixed the Irish Arrow Eishtagigel Cormac would be into the music, and I had an existential crisis.
Wow. What was the name of that artist?
They're dead to me now.
Oh wow. Okay. Right.
I know it's great crack, but no, it's geez, that'll get you.
Yeah.
It's transported me back to a very
God.
Yep.
Leaving
unfortunate
cert,
time.
Irish oral conversation. That sounds horrifying.
Apologies. Where were we? We were escaping by the use of binding oil.
Barging through, so we've gone through whatever route I was able to suss out.
Yes.
We're barging through, the 3 of us, myself and Roxy and
Thor.
Thor.
Sore.
So
Four.
There.
Right.
So
Sort of.
Sorry.
myself, Roxy, Sor, and my Raven are running through or making our way through whatever this route is, with the door sealed behind us, hoping or assuming that we're gonna have Dicey meet us upstairs. And I think the intention is to head outside, where I am going to release the crow to go and get the rope for the bag. We are hoping to get up in through some sort of, was it like a broken, Dave, you got a team to break a hole into the fireplace chimney that we can climb up through?
I think
Yeah.
that's
We're
yes.
climbing up
Was
in
that
the
it?
house. Brilliant.
So maybe some
Great.
sort of a servant's servant's back door hallway or something to that effect. I think would probably be ideal. But
So it's the space between the front wall and the inner lining where you would expect there to be some insulation, but that's not there anymore.
Great
The
place for
cavity.
hiding
The
dead
cavity
bodies.
of the house.
Yeah.
beautiful.
Um, Hmm. I'm going to roll a d6.
Don't do
I
that.
get to roll 2, you know.
It's fine. Just let us do our thing.
No, it's not. Slight hiccup. There's that cavity space where they had been working has been crudely boarded up
Hmm.
today.
It's sore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I will use
This is not
wreck
gonna be.
to.
Yes.
Do you want to take a wee guess?
Oh,
This is not gonna be quiet.
wait, but I can help you, and I actually have. Hold on, I am a saboteur, and I can wreck quietly, and I can hide damage from casual inspection. So I like do. Wait. Hold on, and can I give you? Oh God, this is 2 demolition tools, and then we can patch it up after us.
Okay. That
Oh,
sounds.
like-
You've got the tools.
Yeah.
You've got the
So here's a
ability,
crowbar,
you've got the
and I've got
muscle.
nails. Then hold on, I've got nails for afterwards, and we'll like repatch it in, patch it up.
Who wants to roll? I'm happy to take either one of you guys. Roll.
You can go for it because it was your thing. I'm just
Yep. Okay.
providing the tools to assist.
What do you want?
So
And-
D6 or the rec roll? D6 or rec?
What have you got for rec?
I've got 2 prowess on that. Sorry, 2 level 2 on
rec.
it.
Okay, so you're going to be
Yes.
rolling 2d6.
Does he get like an extra one for me if I take a stress to help?
Yep,
I
absolutely.
forget what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
3d6 it is.
We're still controlled, and it's standard.
Okay. Wrong one. Sorry. Rec. Controlled.
And you get a bonus dice.
Standard. How do I put the bonus dice? Is that on the next one?
Yes.
Lovely. Here we go. 5?
Okay,
five.
5.
Nice.
Because you're in a controlled situation, this isn't going to go too badly. What I am going to do, sorry, by too badly, I mean you succeed, to be sure.
Yay.
But there is a consequence
Oh,
to your actions. I'm going to start a clock,
what?
which is another classic Blades.
Ooh, I'm very excited to hear about the clock.
Clocks in the dark.
Clocks. I don't know if they originate from Blades, but Blades definitely helped
I think they did.
popularize them. It's simply a way of divvying up either like a work track or any sort of narrative effect that isn't necessarily going to be completed in one roll. So anything can be a clock. A fight can be a clock. Unlocking a particularly stubborn safe can be a clock. And the clock will have a number of different segments. In this case, it's going to be a 4-segment clock. When this clock fills up, the guards are going to be onto you. So this is going to be clock number 1, 4 ticks clock, and it's going to be guards alerted. I'm putting this into your crew sheet, the Emerald Collector's sheet, so you can all see it. I'm just going to take it once.
Is this like a countdown timer?
Exactly.
Kate can do that. I think you can do that on the Twitch if you want.
If you want to open up the Emerald Collector's sheet under crews.
That's all right. That's okay. So where is it? It's very hard to see anything right now.
You made your choices, Dave.
I know. I'm sticking with it. A crew sheet.
I'm told Dave is actually a beautiful looking man. He just has to wear the
Nice.
stream will break.
He's just been in mourning for so many years.
Till a terrible accident.
I hit him with the frying pan.
The perfect crime.
Right, we'll have to take your word for it because I can't see it. Oh, I see
Take the
it.
veil off there, Dave.
I see the clocks. Yeah, cool. All right. There is no Dave, only shadow slice.
Nice.
So I mean, the important thing here, not to linger on the mechanics, because the important thing is that's a 5. That's a success. What does it look like? Paint the scene for me.
I go to bash it in with my fist, but then I'm like, oh, fuck's sake. And then I'll use the crowbar and take it all out. And it's all done very quietly and all very well done. And remove it and all. And then I put the crowbar on the side of the mantelpiece, which then hits a very ornate vase, which then falls off and smashes. The water is trickling down out into the corridor as well. So it's like, shit.
Roxy is totally backseat driving this, like, oh, damn it. Okay, now you need to put the thing there and the thing there and just come on, let's go.
I'm doing the bloody thing.
You're doing great. You're doing, just come on. It's
I
fine.
would
I
have done it a
know.
lot quicker if you'd let me hit it.
Yeah, it would have been louder. Let's go.
So you're into this crawl space between the walls. It's horrible. It's dusty. It's cobwebby. There probably was a body hidden here at one stage. It smells like it. Dicey appears through the wall.
Yeah. Oh, God. Mm-hmm.
At this stage, you have retrieved your gear.
Nice.
So we're all on normal size loads.
Lovely.
The crow drags the bag in.
Well, I think
Crow
actually
doesn't drag
It's
the
just the
bag.
rope.
No,
Just
it's
the
the
rope.
attached to the
I'll
bag.
pull the bag in.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's got the rope and it's
Yeah.
Narratively is a little bit more realistic. The crow.
That's why you knocked the vase. You were too worried about the load. You were too worried about pulling it in.
Just saying, if you'd let me hit it with my hands,
I
it
know.
would have been fine.
Like, discussion for a later time. We can
Right.
just we can talk about why I'm right later. Yeah, you're right. Should somebody else go up first? Sorry, should somebody else go up first? No,
Would
not
we
you.
like a new mechanic?
Ooh.
Yes,
of
we would.
course.
Is that what I'm hearing? Yes. Would we like to do a team role?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
So, you guys are a crew. You've done this before. Sometimes you need to work together. You all need to be pulling in the same direction. You all need to be doing the same thing. In this case, it's climbing. Do we have climbing gear?
Yeah, I would have brought that in that big, massive bag.
I do have climbing gear on me.
Do we only need one of us to bring climbing gear, or does
I
it?
think
have-
only one of you is needed. And I
Excellent.
think, Dave,
Mhm.
I think
Is
you might have light climbing gear.
Oh, good, because
who's got what? So what
I
action
love
is
big
climbing?
spirit bone. What's a spirit bone charm?
Spirit
Spirit
Bane.
Bane.
Spirit bane. Sorry.
We'll need that later, don't worry.
My eyes is not so good.
But yeah, Dave, on your character sheet, you can choose to take a
Climbing gear.
light climbing gear. It's less of a load for you than it would be for others, but you can all use it.
So it's just one box of the two in climbing gear.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, let's do that.
And you're the infiltrator and burglar, right, Dicey?
And dancer.
But of course, I apologize. But still, Dicey, we need to get this job done. So if you could get the fuck up and then pull us up, that would be fantastic.
The voice is hard to do. Okay.
What voice?
Okay. So she'll use her climbing gear and be as quiet as possible with it. Like if she's a hammer shit in, she'll wait until the snare hit on the drums. Kind of like in Indiana Jones and Last Crusade when the guy is stamping the book and he's like, so she's kind of like, you know, waiting for that forehead, which would probably be quite difficult given they're off their tits right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're, you know, it's kind of like math rock at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
But okay, we're doing a group roll, which means we're all rolling. Okay.
Go team. Go.
And we're going to take the single best dice from all of you, and you're all going to roll the same thing, which is
Prowl.
prowl.
Prowl. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, prowl.
I mean, it's not terrible.
I'm not allowed ask or tell you what you're rolling.
I think prowl makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're all going to roll a prowl. It's still controlled because everything's still going so very much to plan.
Okay.
Totally.
And a standard
And it's
effect.
a standard effect.
Boop.
Correct. And
0 bonus dice. I've got a 6.
Let's roll a 6.
Oh, fucking
5.
Oh, thank God, I got a 1.
Oh my god.
Who
I got a 1 too. Oh my god.
who fictionally put this plan together?
I feel like Shadow Slice did it.
Yeah.
But somebody told you. I heard it earlier. Someone told you to go up there. Who was it?
Oh, as in the climbing bit.
Yeah. Was that yourself, Keith?
Yeah.
Did Aldo say it?
Maybe, yeah.
Ugh.
For the purposes of this role, I'm going to designate Aldo as the leader. So we take the single best result as the result for the whole team. Okay, you're all going to climb up without any problem.
Right.
Even though some of you are not climbing as well as others, because you've got a team leader here who's willing to take on the stress to make sure things go well.
Yes, definitely.
There you go.
Take 2 stress
Ooh,
for our 2
Ouch.
failed prowls for Rox and, well, yourself.
Gladly do that.
But otherwise, that's a 6, baby.
Hey.
Nice.
Just roll 6.
Good job,
Easy game.
Dicey. Sorry. Good job, Dicey.
Okay, so she's looking for so we're up now. So I guess we're inside the room. So she'll quietly just pull out the bricks from that side of the fireplace, and she'll
prepared. Yeah.
but she's very meticulous. So she'll brush the dust off them, and she'll almost like build an exact replica of how it looked inside on the left. And this is important to her. And she'll and it's there, and people, if like Sora wants to try and get through, because obviously he seems like an impatient kind of guy, he's like, and when she's ready, and when
fucking night, come on.
and then she finishes it off, and there's this space enough for everyone. She points to Sora.
Oh, I
Put
could
it-
go
put
through
it
now.
back.
Oh, thank you very much. Lovely.
Yeah, you seem to have come through into upstairs is much quieter than downstairs, but it's not. This isn't an unused room. There's bunk beds in here, and there's robes hanging up. This seems to be one of those rooms where the hired goons are bunking. There's a door that's going to lead out into the top of that hallway where like the grand staircase would have led up to. And there's also a window that opens onto a very small balcony.
Do we know where we're going?
You reckon you are beside the room.
So it's through that wall to the right.
Does everybody want one of these? The ropes?
I'm thinking maybe I should have one. I'm not sure. Rocks, you do have some great benefits, but looking like a burly guard, not one of them.
Here you go.
So I'll robe up, and then yeah, at least I could look legit for a minute or two.
Like you're taking us to see the guru?
There you go.
See, some brains left.
Are these robes, can I tell? We've heard that the robes, you have to be disrobed and re-robed. So the rest of us should be wearing robes. Did I find out how or where that process happens? So ideally what we would like to happen is somehow maybe Soar brings us to another room where they derobe and re-robe people, or Soar goes and gets those other robes for us, and we put them over our regular stuff, so we're still tooled up.
Okay, this
And
This is
sounds
your
like
classic bit in the film where three scientists in big overcoats walk into the room.
Or that scene in Conan
Matching
the
the body
Barbarian where he
types.
just fucking knocks out
Yeah.
the guy in the robe.
We can pull the robes back and pull out our machine guns.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the situation that I'm going to give you.
Cool.
You go out wearing your robe, and you go into the room, because we've already scoped this place out, thanks to our survey roll, where other people with the white robes of the supplicants have been coming out of. However, when you go into this room, there are people inside. You know, there's a group of people getting ready in white robes, and one of the bruisers standing over them, who seems to be instructing them in like how to comport themselves in front of the guru.
There's nobody else in the room. There's one bruiser
One
and
guard, and
3 or 4, whatever.
yeah, it seems like
Hunters.
a couple. We're going to be brought in front of the guru next.
Can I do a flashback for somebody else, or can I suggest?
You can suggest anything you want.
I would like to suggest. So we've got Soar, who's regular in the fighting pits, where potentially these guys have been hired from. Can we flash back to Soar making some sort of a deal with this guy, so he's on our side?
When he went back, like when we knew what we were going for, and he went back, and he already said he went back. Absolutely, I love it.
You happy with this, John?
I am. It's my good friend, Chael, who is a good associate of mine, a vicious thug, who was one of the people that was hired to
This is one of your
do
friends.
some of the strong work.
Oh, is this after you actually got a friend?
Oh yeah.
He does now.
Okay. Listen, lads, I'll tell you how this was going to go. It's going to charge you some coin and a stress, but you've already said that you went to do this, so there's no stress. And he's your friend. It's not going to cost you a coin.
Oh, it is going to cost me something, but it won't be a coin. But I've got to owe him a favour.
Exactly. Mates rates.
Mm.
In the movie version of this, like you pop in and it's like there's going to be there's tension there. There's going to be a fight. And he just turns over, quick jab in the nose of one of the supplicants. The other one's for you.
Not him. So, this religious game's is a bit different, isn't it?
Tell you what, fantastic parties.
Oh yeah, you're doing well, are you?
Every night we go out, it's unreal. They're minted.
You know. How do you half live, eh? Right, I'm on the clock, but nice one. We'll catch up tomorrow down the bar, yeah? Deal's
yeah.
a deal. I'll sort you out.
Getting the sack after this, that's for sure.
Fucking hell, we're all getting a sack after this.
All right, mate. Good luck.
Nice one. And yeah, dropping the robes to my colleagues.
All right. The robes are like over your gear, so that you're not perfect, but it's good enough. And are we going in?
Before we go in, I can't bring my crow in. So what I might do is open up the window onto the little balcony and send my crow to sit outside the window of the room with the dude.
Perfect.
And I may do a flashback in a few minutes to what commands I've given that crow. But for now,
In we go.
Yeah.
Okay. We come through the big double doors. You've got everything you need. You're like perfectly. You look like this is what you're doing. And there's this is a finely appointed room. This looks like it's the master bedroom, but like there's huge space in front of the bed where there's a table set up with a crystal ball and a small hunched man wearing a turban he's got these very long fingers and very long fingernails. In fact, I have a picture of him.
Yikes.
Oh my god, she's just my type. Just my type.
And shark-like teeth. Is like doing this thing in front of the crystal ball with his fingers, and he says, yes, come in. I have foreseen. Who are you? Dave.
Yeah.
You know the way sometimes you're on holidays and you see someone and you're like, that big Irish head on them.
Yeah.
Like you can see them, and you're like, that's a fella from Tullamore.
Big
if
potato
he's a day in
head.
his life. Big potato head. In the same way, you're not getting that off this dude. This dude's not Taika Rossi.
Is there any way I can sort of, from my current distance, try and glean more of who or what they are? Am I getting charlatan vibes? Or the opposite?
You are getting no. There's not even a roll. You are getting charlatan vibes, which is not in keeping with what Rosalind told you. Like you're looking at him doing this thing with his hands, and it's like it's a practiced maneuver. You've seen Rosalind do similar things. It looks better because he's got long fingernails, but
so when Shadow Slice was in the black and with the black, I feel like she would have been granted a vision or I don't know, a kind of an image of the target. Is this truly the target?
the image you got when you entered the Vale was a Taika Rossi man
This
at
is
the
not
end
him.
of a long hallway. You did not walk down a long hallway.
So she hasn't. We haven't found that hallway yet. Given the fact that she had to research this house, in order to make that previous plan happen, would she have an idea where that hallway is? And I fuck all stress left, so I'm trying to
Yeah.
get this one for free.
Not sure. Yeah, well, I suppose we'll tack it on to the last one. I'll tell you what. You don't have the plans or anything. You just have an idea of how houses in this area look. That's upstairs.
Up another set of stairs.
Up another set of stairs. You can't see any stairs, however.
Okay, well, she'll let the rest of them deal with him, and she's gonna look around for a secret door, secret passage.
Gotcha. We'll come back to that then.
Yep.
The other three.
You haven't like communicated any of that. We could just tell that you're no longer interested in him and looking for something else now. Yes?
Yeah, but you've seen her spot a target and then get distracted by a moth and chase it and try and dance with it. And then you've had to sort of snap her back into reality to continue the job. So this is nothing new.
Okay. Is there a teacup?
Funny you should mention that. There's no teacup here. He's got a glass of water.
I think if we know that Dicey is going to be able to identify the guru, I think we might.
I don't think you do though. She hasn't said that.
We have no idea. So
No.
we at this stage we don't. Can the rest of us glean any information about this guy? Or I suppose the next quick question
We
is,
could try talking to him.
what is our plan?
All
We've
right,
been on the
you know
seat
what?
of our pants so far, but at
I
some
like-
stage we would have had a plan to what
Like-
happens when we encounter this dude.
Rocks. Do the plan.
I mean,
No pressure.
Rox is just gonna be, turn and look at the crow, and you're like not saying anything. She'll be like, "Are you Guru Shav? Really?"
Of course. How might I render my services to you? Have you lost something that you need to find?
I mean, I thought you're supposed to be able to like sense these things and know what we're here for.
I was sensing that I was going to talk to a couple who were searching for a lost dog. Now, unless you and the large fellow are
I mean,
an item.
Woof.
not yet, but
Night's young, but listen here. I'll walk over to him. Where's the real guru, you little shit?
No, it's young.
I am Guru Shav. I
Yeah.
have come from far Tykeros.
Grabbed by the
Duskvol.
scruff of the neck, lifting him off the ground. I'll only ask again. You've got a nice little gig here. It'd be a shame to fucking die on the job.
Can I aid
Where's the
that?
real guru?
And just walk
what?
over with a knife and go, Guru Shiv.
Oh, Jesus.
Shiv.
Oh, God. Sor, what are you doing? What action do you think?
I believe this calls for a bit of command.
This sounds like a
Consult?
command.
Command, yes.
Yeah.
I am commanding obedience with my force of personality, intimidate or threaten.
I would like to take a stress to aid my compatriot here, or assist my teammate, because I think, at this stage we know we've already decided. Right, once we find who we think it is, we're not doing anything fancy. We're not going to bullshit or anything. We need a teacup. So, Sor, you get in there and fucking let's not mess around. So I would like to. Is that something I can do? Is take a stress and aid,
You take-
assist. So I'll stack up a stress there and stand to one side. And after you, Sor.
Cool. Is this controlled?
Yes, it is. Still in a
And
control situation.
standard?
Standard, yeah.
And then a bonus die?
From my aid? Is that?
Yes, one bonus
Does that
stress.
work?
Okay, here we go. Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Succeed. At a cost.
At a cost.
Ah, there you go,
Um,
Cormac. We're giving you something there. You know.
always.
We're very generous.
Yeah,
so
give me something to do.
we...
Right. Well,
Thank
I'm
fuck for that
gonna take
bonus
the
die.
cards alerted
yeah, Jesus, right?
twice.
Yeah.
And you can resist that if you want.
No, we've
only take
taken
it
some
once.
time.
Okay. The only last tick of the clock matters. So it's taking longer, and he's putting up. He tries to convince you that he is the real Guru Shav. Then there's knives taken out, and hey, oh, all right, come on, leave me alone. No, there's no need for that. There's no need for that. Oh, please, just put me down. Look,
Tell us where we're going, you little prick.
It's all fake. It's like pulling off.
Well, no, it's all fucking fake. Where's the
just-
real guru?
No, please don't.
Yes.
Ah,
Yes.
he's upstairs
And the stairs are where?
behind the mirror.
Oh, in the mirror. There we go. Good lad. Well done.
No,
You're going to
don't.
live another day. And I
Okay.
nut him. And knock him out.
Oh my god.
He kind of like. Thanks for making it look real. And then collapses.
Good lad. I will then prop him up as if he's like deep in meditation.
Perfect.
I just see a do not disturb sign hanging over his neck.
He's got 8 fingers shoved up his nostrils.
Please don't wake my friend. He's dead
He's
tired.
dead tired.
The window's
Quality
opened.
fucking reference.
The bird is in.
We go.
Upstairs.
Okay. I'm gonna go last. Rox is gonna go last and stay back for reasons. Just for a second.
Dice is happy to scoot up quietly. Don't know if I
Right.
have a stealth skill or anything like that. Or...
No, not needed yet. I mean, you're doing so well at this. Everything's going perfect.
Okay,
She just
Oh, don't like that.
melds into the shadows and
Yeah.
then just slides up the stairs.
I hate when
However,
she does that.
However,
what's happening?
well, I mean, so obviously we all had the same goal until Shadow Slice communicated with the Black. So her goal is now different. So she'll slide out into the shadows. And if she can see the real target, she's just going to move into the room and just slide behind the closest curtain to it and stay
Alright,
there.
We'll get there. We'll get
and
there.
say nothing.
We'll get there.
That's
But-
her vibe.
But Rox was staying behind.
Just for a split second. Just
for-
for a moment.
Okay.
So see, back when I was gonna wait to do this, but back when Rox was a kid, and she's like the oldest sibling in the family, and so she has a bunch of younger siblings, and she'd be like knee deep in her work, and her brothers and sisters would keep coming in, and it would drive her absolutely nuts. So she developed an alarm that she could set up, a barrier, if you will, that would keep her brothers and sisters out. Now, with them, it was filled with very harmless little like puff powder that when they triggered it, it would go off, and they would be covered in their least favorite colored powder, and it would stain their skin for weeks on end. But for this, she has loaded it with a grenade, and so that as she goes up, if anybody follows them, they'll know.
And how's that?
Good
that-
God. At this point, I do need to point out a little thing about how Duskvol and the Ghostveil and why all this matters. Killing people is about the worst thing that you can do in a land where
A
the
smoke
dead
bomb.
rise.
Smoke bomb goes off. It just creates a cloud of acritic smoke that is difficult to breathe and stings the eyes.
Perfect.
But makes a lot of noise, so we hear it.
Yeah. Oh, and we'll definitely like feel a little tingle and be like, "Ooh, gotta go."
Okay.
Or we'll
But
hear them
please
coughing
do,
and stuff.
sorry,
too.
just continue the thought about killing people, so we do know.
Yeah.
to-
Don't do that.
Yeah.
It is the worst thing you can do for a number of reasons. Number one, ghosts are vengeful little feckers. You kill someone, their ghost will probably hate you and want to kill you. Second of all, the cops here are easily bought off. But the spirit wardens, they're hard to buy off. They're the actual power in Duskvol. They're the people who make sure that the ghosts don't get out of hand. And if you kill someone, bells start going. Like church bells, style bells.
Yeah. So just smoke bomb. So does that count as my
That counts as your little invention.
lovely? So I'll take a stress for that.
Take a stress for that, yeah.
Lovely.
And if you'll allow me a narrative moment before we head up the stairs, Aldo will go over to the other window which leads out onto the landing, kick the window open, whistle, and his crow will come flying in and land on his arm, and he will follow Dicey up the stairs.
All right. John, you just go up the stairs.
Yeah, just going upstairs. I'm
Just
no, I'm sorry,
walking.
iterative. I'm on the clock.
There's no whistles, John. No dramatic flourishes.
No backstory. It's just it's funny
No
hearing
flashback.
about the worst thing you could do is kill a person. That's what Saul's been doing fucking years. This is the life he leads. He kills people. He has vengeful ghosts, and because his leather straps are an old ancient Book of the Dead that he ripped up and wrapped around his hands to bind them. He beats up ghosts too. He doesn't give a fuck.
That is amazing.
Love it.
Holy shit.
So the idea of killing people is nothing. He's seen horrible, horrible things.
He'll punch a motherfucker and then he'll punch a ghost.
So yeah, to answer your question, I walk up the stairs.
Very, very cool.
All right. Long corridor. You can hear sounds, but it's not party sounds. There's like, you hear occasionally like a furniture creak or footsteps in rooms off to either side. Candles light the way. Small purple candles billowing. Not an unpleasant, it's kind of like an incensey smell into this corridor. At the end is the door. You've seen this door, Dicey. This is your vision. The
Shouldn't there be
candles-
somebody standing there though?
Yeah, you need to get through
Not quite there yet.
the other side. The candles are giving a very pleasant sensation,
She'll hold
a
her breath.
reverie. They transport you all back in time. Pleasant memories.
Fucking hell, it's gonna have to go far back then.
Must be something pleasant. Even maybe just a flower seller who gave you a free flower one time.
I'll roll with that.
Maybe an engine that just no one else in the entire family could get right.
I cracked it.
A bird's nest with just one unsmashed egg.
I took that. and brought it home. We kept it warm and safe until it hatched.
Not feeling so alone for the first time. Someone watching you, someone who cares. Even if it is dark. Sometimes we need shadows to hide in.
It's black.
Further in, the memories begin to get painful. They sting.
Is
Why
there
do they
something?
sting?
Is there something invading your thoughts?
Yes.
It, when the happy thoughts turn to pain, I mean, is there any way to try
Shut
and
it out.
determine that it's an attack?
Do any of you think you would be able to make an attune roll?
I could try.
We can always try.
I have nothing in it.
I have a little. I have a dabble.
Ah, we have someone, of course, because you need to
I
occasionally
do.
be able to carve
I
a
have to-
ruin.
Yeah. I give it a go.
All right, I'll give you this one for free. These
Did you
candles.
say for a second, like, why does it hurt? Why does it sting?
I mean, you can feel free to throw in why it hurts, but you know.
No, I like that's as soon as it would start to turn even
Yeah.
a smidgen painful, Rox would immediately like throw up the brick wall, and that's when she would like try to figure out what this is, because that
You
is a
needn't-
place.
You needn't necessarily use attune. Is the thing. You just need these candles not to be lit.
Need these
the smoke.
candles. Oh.
Can I do something?
Could I try to knock the candles out? Try to-
Aldo, would you like to do something?
I have a special ability called Focused, which says you may expend your special armor to resist a consequence of surprise or mental harm, fear, confusion, losing track of someone, or to push yourself for ranged combat or tracking. I don't know if this falls into this category, but if we can do a little flashback to where to where we are anticipating that this dude is legit and is real, and that Rox has the ability to create stuff with extraterrestrial or extra paranormal abilities. I would like to have this special armor on that I can hit the button and it generates some sort of a force or a power or a powder or a liquid or something that allows me to do this.
Okay.
And I also have a spirit bane charm, so potentially I can incorporate that into it as well.
I love this. Special armor, it's not, I don't usually think of it as like an actual armor. It's more like a plot armor. But what you just said is so cool that of course you did like etch runes in your armor.
Well, Rox did all this in advance
Yeah.
because she's got the business. Drew has her hand
Oh,
up.
what we
and
got,
very
Rox?
Oh, I found a thing that would be cool, but I don't have it.
Oh, no.
And I already used my special freebie. I'm sorry. Okay, wait, hold on. Give me a second.
But
'Cause
look,
there's-
we've got a cool thing here. If
Yeah.
you're willing to take a stress, Drew,
Yeah.
to help or to have set this up,
Done.
we have an armor which is specifically designed to protect against things and keep the crow focused. So while the rest of you begin to like walk out of the reverie and into the Aldous, you know immediately by the fact that your fucking armor is glowing, that you're not being affected by something that they are. So you can quickly like like you can just stomp on candles. They have no AC.
There are candles somewhere.
There are
candles.
candles all along this hallway that are sending up the smoke, which is magical.
Oh, excellent. I understand you. Yes. So
So, how would you like to defeat the candles? Is my question.
well, I think I'd have to like send the crow down. I to be honest, I think I would actually give. I think the little chain that the crow has
Nice.
is the armor. It's rocks built it into the chain, so that's protecting the crow. Somehow the chain is wrapped, so the crow goes down and blows out all the candles with its wings.
Okay. Straight to, as you said, that's what happens. We've defeated the hallway of candles.
Yay!
No bad memories for this crew.
We drink our bad memories away. Only now we don't, because now we drink water. Yay!
No.
Water.
Okay, final room. The attic room. The culmination of our tonight's festivities. I don't know what you're expecting from the attic room, but it's probably not that. A man looking curiously like the fellow you just beat up is sitting again, not in front of any crystal balls, but just on a chair on the far side of this room. Dicey, he's the real deal. He's got a big Taikarosi head on him. But in front of him is a pentagram carved into the floor. And at each point of the star, there's like a skull, or there's a book, or there's all these arcane paraphernalia. And he looks up when you come in. He says, "About time. I have been waiting. Come on, we're on the clock. Come forward. Come forward. Shadow step, don't you hide from me. I can see you. I need you all in the pentagram, please, if you will."
Well, hold on now. The pentagram?
Oh, yes, the pentagram. I need you. Don't worry, you won't be harmed. Listen, there's a man. There's an explosion. There's a man who's about to come up those steps. He's not going to be in a very fit condition, but he does mean to kill us all.
Oh.
So listen, here's the deal. Here's what we're going to do. You're going to take this teacup.
Definitely, we can agree on that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And in exchange, I just need you to do one thing. Just make him bleed. Okay?
Just gonna look.
Is he in the pentagram?
No. This is a one-time offer.
Dicey
You
will
accept.
Dicey will walk straight up and as he reaches out to hand over the teacup, she will.
Oh no, he's not handing over the teacup.
No, okay.
No. We need a deal. Fight him. He's about to come through the door. Just make him.
Sure. Rox will step on her spot in the pentagram. See what happens.
Sorry, can I clarify? He wants us to step in the pentagram? Or he wants us to fight someone that's coming through? Or both? Or does one lead to the other?
The blood just needs to be on the pentagram.
His
That's
blood.
all I care about.
His blood.
And then we can all go home happy. You get the cup. No one gets hurt except for the person who's about to come in. He's very dazed.
You're welcome.
Sore.
Can Shadow Slice move behind him? Without
Yes,
being
but
noticed?
he's aware of you everywhere that you go.
Okay.
You're the guru, yes? So you actually know what's going to happen.
Up to a point. There is a veil past which not even I can see. But that's where I must go. With your help, Dicey, yes. When the time is right. I just need you to wait for... Oh, here he is.
Does he look
Lieutenant-
like he is using conventional light to see in this room? It's lit by candles, is that correct?
Yes, candlelight, not
And
electric.
and is he like, if one were to study his head movement, is he only looking in areas that are lit by candles, or is it apparent that he might be able to see in areas that are like
The
not
dude
lit by candles?
has an eye on his turban. Okay.
Yeah, we're carving that
When
out
he
in a
says,
second.
I can see you, Dicey, shadow step. He can see you. And you feel like he's not saying, I can clock eyes on you. No, he's saying, I see you.
Okay.
And he's saying, you'll get your moment.
Okay, Dicey will just chill for a minute.
So Sora, are you good for this?
That's why I'm here, apparently.
Okay.
Stumbling in through the doorway is a fellow dressed in army gear, like an officer. And Shav says, Lieutenant Keel, fine young warrior, officer of the Emperor's navy, in fact. He's here to kill me, and you too. And the officer draws a sword, and he says, I am Lieutenant Keel. You stole something from my family, all of you, and you're about to die. At my hand, at my blade.
You're right there. Sora, it
There
seems
was
like
a-
a really unfair fight if you were to like take him right now. I mean, really, I'm good to know my bomb worked so well.
There was an explosion I was not
You're
expecting,
welcome.
but I am
What?
a
What is it?
soldier of the Emperor's armies.
We got that. What is it that we took from your family?
My family's honor.
Who's your family? Sorry, I missed that.
Oh, sorry, Lieutenant Keel.
Does anyone know the Keels? I don't know the Keels. Do you guys know the Keels? I don't.
It's my family's cup.
Oh.
You're standing in the way of.
No, we're here to get the cup.
Then we are at crossed purposes.
Lovely. I will then come in and smack this guy with a right.
Yeah.
All right. we're
He's
doing
speaking
it.
Sora's language.
Sword.
We're going to
You
use
have four.
wreck. I would like to wreck this man's face.
Perfect.
Or skirmish.
They're both beautiful.
Let's go
That's a certain
skirmish. Let's
je ne
mix
sais
it
quoi.
up. Let's, you know,
Okay.
let's jazz it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, skirmish with an opponent in close combat, assault, or hold a position, brawl, and wrestle.
Yeah.
That sounds like
All right.
a jab.
This is your wheelhouse then.
Wait for this one that's about to be rolled.
You can do it.
Yeah.
However, we gotta build this. We gotta build this scene because I'm telling you,
No.
this guy. You're used to fighting other brawlers. This guy is a trained soldier. He doesn't fight the way you're expecting him to fight. He is, however, somewhat discombobulated by a
Yeah.
smoke bomb. So you have a chance of winning. Chance.
Can I?
Rox,
Sorry,
yeah,
Rox.
no, Rox would have her hand on a little sachet, another little bit of powder, getting ready to like toss that at the foot of the soldier. Full faith in Sor, just in case it looks like might not be going his way.
Okay. Well, let's see how it goes. So we're looking at a skirmish.
Yes.
Fuck it. He's got a sword. This is a desperate roll.
Into it.
I would like to aid in some way.
Okay.
Can I? assist a teammate?
Yes, you can. You want to get involved? Do you have a weapon that you want to get involved with?
I have a fine pair of pistols.
Ooh.
Pew pew.
Yeah, I'd be happy to use those. I mean, I could use my crow again to like send the crow over to distract him, to kind of throw him off balance.
Okay. Take a stress, and Sora will get an extra dice.
Okay.
Effects.
Limited. This guy is he's wearing armor. He's going to be hard to hurt.
I just need his face.
Would you like a devil's bargain?
I would love one.
Wait, does Rox think that Sora? Would you be upset if Rox like helped in a fight? Would your pride or your
Oh,
ego be
yeah.
hurt? Oh,
Massively.
God. Okay, fine.
But here's the thing. So this guy is a trained gentleman and has been in the army and stuff like that, skirmish. But he's forgotten one thing. I don't want to beat him in the fight. I just need one drop of blood.
Okay.
Hey, but I don't want you to die. That's all.
Yeah, that's true. I think I would be annoyed if someone jumped in straight away as a character. Now, whether that's the right move or not,
All right.
what's your
Okay.
devil's bargain?
I will bump your effect to standard,
Mhm.
but Sor was serious earlier on when he proposed that the night was young to
Mm.
Rox.
Oh, okay.
He's sweet on her.
Hmm.
Mhm. I think, yeah. I think Saw has gone throughout his life slowly losing any feeling from being battered and bruised and seeing so many horrible things that to even feel his own arms, his skin and nerves, there's just nothing there. No, nothing feels real to him anymore. And I think, yeah, Rox, it's just that one shining light that just actually feels like something he can still feel. That's something that's real.
Oh.
All right. Standard effect.
Cool.
Desperate consequences.
Desperate, standard,
Mhm. Plus your dice
and
for it.
bonus dice.
I'm still happy to give the bonus dice, but if you think that me sending the crow in to distract the guy would be against Sora's wishes, I
No
wouldn't.
bonus dice.
He'll take
Really?
yours, not mine. Yeah. Mhm.
Here we go. I mean, this is round one. Let's see how we
Yeah.
go.
Round one. Fight.
Fight.
Ooh.
You rolled a command.
Oh,
Oh.
fuck.
Wah wah.
Listen, we'll take the 5 just because you should have rolled another, what, a d6 for your skirmish?
Yeah. So,
Just roll another d6. You might roll a 6.
what, just a random d6?
Mm.
Oh yeah, because there's no modifiers, so it's just
Yeah.
Critical 5.
There you go.
Take
There we go.
Ooh.
Tell us what's that mechanic? Critical.
No, it's.
Oh, just
I'm just
that-
making shit up.
Oh, sorry. I thought if you roll like
That's what we're all
twice,
doing.
nice, yeah.
Not so excited.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, you're going to take a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
Because this was a desperate roll, and
Hmm.
you're going up against a guy who is heavily armed, and so I think it makes sense narratively that your the consequence of this is that you're going to be hurt, and you're going to take a level 3 harm.
Oh my god.
That's consequence number 1. We're in desperate world. Aldo, your bird is also going to get caught up in this.
Oh, no.
No,
Not my bird.
Not the burb.
not the last egg. Come on, was I the only one who teared up?
Yeah, me too. Yeah, no, you weren't.
That was very good.
Like, I full on was like, I'm so glad I have glary glasses on right now.
Consequences can be resisted.
You bastard, Cormac. Of course I'm going to resist the consequences.
Okay, well, we'll
Bye,
start with the
bird.
bird. Okay, so the bird was going
Pretty
to have a clipped
bird.
wing, but you can get involved and pull it back at the right moment, with some sort of. I think I can tell you to make resistance rolls. If you
I will make a resistance roll. I can use my fine pair of pistols to shoot this guy before he hears my word.
can you make a prowess resistance roll to after sending your bird in, and it does the needful and does the distraction, but it needs to be you need to basically run in and grab the bird before he does. So you're going to take stress, which is 6 stress minus the prowess resistance.
I have. So just to clarify, did I or didn't I add the stress to add to John's roll? John, did you take the roll with the bird?
I didn't take it.
So the
Oh.
okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
So I can remove that stress. How do I remove a stress?
Just click on the one,
Click it.
the line previous.
Yes. Okay, so that stress has gone back. So I have 4 stress with 5 stress left.
I like this. The bird is going out, but it shouldn't. The bird is protective of Soar. And you're like,
Perfect.
bird, get out of here. It's not
So
nice for you.
I'm seeing the bird leaving. I'm going to take out my pistol and shoot this guy before I get hurt. Or go to grab it. I'll let you do that. But I click on prowess.
Prowess, yeah.
I have
Um,
three things in prowess, so hopefully this will work.
So it takes it. If you see the first dots, that's the number of dice that you're rolling. So you've got 2 prowess skills that you've got dots in. You've got a
Oh,
dot
I
prow and
understand.
you've a dot
If I've got
advantage.
2
So
dots,
you're
in
going to be
the skill,
rolling
doesn't make any
2
difference.
d6.
Okay, I've no bonus
Take the
dice.
highest. No bonus dice.
Oh shit.
Fucking double barrel bollocks.
You take 4 stress.
Can somebody clip that?
Oh.
My new message alert tone.
4 stress. I'm up to 9 stress now. at this.
Fucking double barrel bollocks.
I am
You can take
stressed.
one more.
I get one more stress.
and
I'm
you're
fucking.
going
I have to go to the retirement home for fucking stressed out fuckers.
What's your vice?
Jesus sakes.
I need to get to the house of the weeping lady quickly.
Oh yeah, I can't help you with faith. Sorry, no.
This way.
All right. But the birdie is not harmed. Soar is cut to ribbons.
Okay,
Yeah.
as
I
so
brought
you're
fists
not
to a
resisting
sword
that.
fight.
This is something that armor would apply to if you have armor. If you have the space to take armor.
You wouldn't
I think
take
we
it.
know I wouldn't take armor. But my hand, which I've struck him with and managed to break his nose, is maybe I left the punch out a little too long, and the guy's got a sword.
So you're not resisting it.
You're going to take
Rocks.
a level 3 harm.
Level 3.
As soon as the
That'd be
blade
good.
touches your skin, Rox is going to pull out and throw that powder at the feet of what's his face, and it's going to be standstill powder, so he causes temporary paralysis.
Okay. That's rude.
And
This is Captain Keel.
yes, and we
Do
should
it.
tie him up,
Oh no.
and then
this is a roll, my lady.
oh, what am I rolling? It's a powder. I don't. What am I rolling? I'm gonna roll. You can't tell me.
You're not the boss.
Sorry.
I'm still getting used to this.
I know. I'm still learning. It takes me a long time to learn. Okay.
Me too.
I'm gonna wreck his attack.
I'm gonna wreck it.
God, I'm scared.
Don't be scared.
So,
Wreck this dick.
what's the position?
Risky. You're not getting up into his
Okay.
grill.
Effects.
You're attacking him with
Paralysis powder.
I think it's standard.
Okay.
You can do this.
And no bonuses.
Cool. Would you like a devil's bargain?
Nope.
No,
Got a
you
6.
don't.
I already
No.
rolled. Sorry, I already clicked it. Whew.
Nice try, kid.
I only have one devil's bargain in me tonight anyway.
Ardo,
Is he
Crow.
paralyzed?
Aldo.
Aldo, thank you.
Hmm.
Can you tie him up?
Is he
Gonna-
paralyzed?
He is paralyzed,
Only for a little bit. Only for a little bit.
Shadow.
but he's bleeding from the face.
Well, he's about to be bleeding from the neck. Shadow Slice will walk up and just draw the blade across the neck, cutting his throat completely. And she will walk up and then she'll back off. The blood dripping down the dagger now, as she just falls out the window. She will enact her last ghost veil and drift down to the ground. Peace out, bitches. She only works for the black.
No, it wasn't the main guy.
This is Keel.
Keel.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was. Sorry. I was sure. Sorry, I thought it was the fucking. I thought it was the main guy. My God, I was like, oh, what a bummer! I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry to
fucking-
ruin that. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
God damn, I was so proud of myself.
The,
Okay, cool. So that doesn't
No.
happen.
the little
Okay.
like frat boy that came in. No, he's actually
Now
like
I've
a
given away
military
my whole
trained.
fucking
That's gonna
plan.
happen in about 20 seconds though.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Put a pin in it.
Yeah, put a pin in him.
It's
What's
easy
that?
enough to get some blood onto the pentagram.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're okay.
Paralyzed. We're gonna get there. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna go and take a knee in the corner because although the severeness, I have been cut up quite badly on my hand.
This
We
real
will-
Guru Shav is still there.
the real Guru Shav, the room kind of begins to feel like it's collapsing in on itself, and you all feel this like closing in around the Guru,
Okay.
who suddenly goes blind. And he says, I see it. I see it now. Beyond. It's so blue and bright.
And red. And if she can cut his throat, she will. If she can't, what she will do is she will.
There, he's blind. He cannot see.
Oh well, she's
Nothing in this world.
straight there. She's gonna cut his throat.
And the blood doesn't spurt. It just kind of trickles. As
She'll
if it's too
dig
congealed.
harder. Because this
And he
is
just
not
goes,
what she's used to.
I see the sun.
Tell him I'm on my way.
And he collapses forward.
And now she will just jump out the fucking window. Like, just fall, just. The two elbows, smash the window, and she'll just sit her arse on the ledge and fall backwards. And when she's about 5, maybe 3 feet, she'll use her ghost veil to just become ethereal. And she, like, so it's 20 feet down maybe. She's go, and she'll just stand up, and she'll drift through the walls, and she's gone.
There is a hand holding yours as you drift.
And whose hand is that? The black. Oh, she is. That's all she cares about.
Great. Now, how the fuck do we get out of here?
Meanwhile,
I-
in the room, guys, someone's throat has just been slipped. This is panic stations, but there's no bells. You're like,
Oh.
okay, we need to, hide the body, burn the body, get out
So
of here.
normally if someone dies, alarm bells go off and magically the ghost police know how to get.
Yep.
So basically you turn up on some sort of a fucking radar. A
But
dead
there's
body.
no
Six
bells.
towers should be dinging. Now, it's not always perfect, and they don't always get to the bodies on time, but the bells always ring,
Okay. I
which they should have done.
No time for fucking around. Get that cup. Have
Yeah.
we got? I presume we've gotten rocks to build like a rocks box to stick the cup in.
a rocks box. I like it. Yeah.
It
Totally.
would have been made quicker, but the branding took time.
yeah. Excuse me, I'm burning my. Sorry.
It's been ages. It's like an O and an X, and there's an R on the top and a B
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
bottom, and it's like
It-
a rocks box.
Yeah. It has 20 sides. Sorry. Let's go.
All right.
Ooh, I like it.
Roxanne takes 1 stress, uses a load
Cool.
to flashback to having made the perfect box.
It's like, I don't know if you guys had it in like secondary school where you needed to like have an egg, a raw egg, and use toothpicks and marshmallows to be able to drop it off of, and like you had to build a. Nope. Okay, cool.
No.
That's fine.
But tell
Thank
us
you.
more.
Thanks, Kate.
In my school in Tala, they just taught us how to burn out cars. So.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was in a
No.
job at school.
Yeah, you had to design like a cage around a raw egg and out of just toothpicks and marshmallows and drop it from the top of a 2nd-story building and like yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so that's what Rocks does.
That's
That's what a rocks box looks like.
That's the Rocks box. I love it. But also while being like patches wounds, like can you Aldo I can't remember anybody's names. Big guy. Can you-
So,
Sore.
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 Because that's how everyone feels when they have an altercation with him. Sore.
Yeah, he's sore. Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
I would like to point out that I do have vigorous on my one of my things here. So you recovered from harm faster. Permanently fill in one of your healing clock segments. Take 1d to healing treatment rolls.
Guys, we've not even got into healing. We've no time. We just need, we need to
we're
get
running
out
out
of
of time.
here.
Yeah. So
Bet.
got the Rocks box. Let's go.
Box. Got it.
Excellent. How the fuck are we going to get out of here? I will also, just to complicate things, I have just remembered. I remembered earlier on, but Mother Naria has asked me to get as many people as possible out of the Temple of Tomorrow. I don't have any flashbacks. But can we
I have one left.
some sort of explosions downstairs if Rocks could have like set off some sort of a like once we were good to go that the whole place gets stank out or something.
Well, the smoke bomb that went off easily could have like
Cleared the house.
cleared
Could
down.
I use my last stress to allow these guys to get the fuck out of here? And so my last stress, I have 1 left, and then I'm into trauma. So I'm gonna click that off. And what Shadow Slice did was order a brand new delivery of mattresses for all of the beds in the house, and they are to be delivered and placed stacked underneath the window that we're about that Shadow Slice didn't need to jump out, but everyone else can jump out now.
You could have left your climbing gear, but that's even better.
Listen, you've said it, so it happens. We have the perfect way out. Keith, I'm afraid you owe the good matron a favor.
Oh no.
Gotta get the people out.
Which we'll get to some other time.
Oh my god.
The final scene of you guys leaving the the Goody House is poor Sor has been wrapped up in the robes, and gets turfed out onto the mattresses, followed by Rocks not too long after, and then finally the crow soars with his bird in the background, and does a full-on Assassin's Creed dive
Nice.
onto the mattresses. And we did it. We successfully burgled a teacup from the Temple of Tomorrow.
It was about the teacup until it wasn't for Shadow Slice.
Do you mind if I add a little narrative post scene?
Go for it.
If we can jump fast forward to Sir Sinister sitting at the next big meeting with all the heads of the other houses or whatever it was he was at. Is there a member of the Keel family at this?
Of
and
course.
he's going to reveal the teacup. I would like to cinematically have him turning around to reveal the teacup, and the assistant bends over to pour the tea and points out that the teacup is missing the stamp on the bottom, at which case the member of the Keel family takes up the teacup. I am the one that pointed out that the stamp was missing, and Rox turns around to the member of the Keel family and pours the tea into the actual teacup, not the copy that he's holding, as we fucked him over after we got our 10 gold pieces out of him. And he knows that it was us that fucked him.
Awesome.
Nice.
Lovely.
What's this us business? You that fucked him.
You have
Hey, we're the Emerald
a
Collector.
job to do for the Weeping Lady to make up for the fact that you did not rescue the poor members of the Goody family that were trapped in those rooms. And you have just made an enemy of your former benefactor, Sir Sinister. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Is the black happy?
Um,
Is the black happy?
the black is, yes, you did exactly as you were ordered.
Yeah. Excellent.
You get the feeling that there was something you're not supposed to know about going on there, but the black knew about it,
That's all that matters.
and the black sent you exactly where you needed to be,
And to do
what you
exactly
needed to do.
what was needed to be done. That's all Shadow Slice cares about.
The other obvious question, when he's well enough to walk, where is Sor going to try and take Rocks?
After Rox has very kindly stapled my arm up to heaven and back again, it looks more metallic than skin at the minute.
There's like a design. She may have like put her signature in it somewhere.
Yeah. He's just gonna say we should maybe lay low for a moment. We'll just get out of this region at the minute, and all it is they're gonna head out to a quiet part of town, just with some camping gear.
Oh yeah.
And there's gonna be a field nearby outside of the dust. Just not grand, just a small bit of land. But in it will be some of those little flowers that you got handed once on a flower stall. And they're just going to set up camp there for a couple of days just while things cool down. And there'll be no grand advances or anything like that. That to him was the grand advance. Just, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's lovely. She'd appreciate that.
Just companionship.
Grand advances would make her feel awkward, and it would be weird, and she'd probably cut you. So
We should have to find a bit that's not staples.
Damn it! I
mean,
gave you new
like-
armor.
In about 2 years' time, you'll find Grand Advances as a new show on Channel 4.
Hey.
Oh gosh.
I was actually gonna say, if this wasn't just a one shot, that like as Rox, got upgrades and whatever, that she would instantly, there's a special ability that she would take specifically for healing, because in that moment she couldn't heal Sore, and so that's playing in the back of her mind.
Brilliant. Well, maybe this is how she learns.
Mhm.
Trial
Constantly
and error.
patching him up.
Yeah.
Feel
All right, thank you so much. What a great game.
Yeah.
This is fucking
It's
brilliant.
lovely.
Yeah.
Really loved it.
fantastic.
Like,
Really, really great. Very, very well run.
Yeah.
It's a great mechanic. It's a great game,
Mhm.
but you did a fantastic job.
absolutely.
Loved
like,
it.
We were like,
What a great bunch of what a great team.
yeah.
So when's the next one then?
Right? Can we do one more?
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow. We got free tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
It's a long weekend.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're canceling D&D in the castle.
Sorry, guys. No D&D in the castle. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're too busy.
Yeah.
Dave's got a sheet to wear.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm so warm.
I
I think
bet.
we're free.
Can't take it off now.
We
I
have
couldn't-
seen.
No, I'm not taking it off now. No, I couldn't.
Oh.
I was like trying to type in Twitch chat. I couldn't fucking see what I was typing. But I committed a bit when I committed a bit.
There you go.
Well,
Yeah.
No, that was
Listen.
brilliant. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
thank
Really
you guys
cool.
so much. This has been absolutely fantastic. And you guys at home, you can turn up and chat one day, and a few months later, be asked to run a game live on the
Yeah.
show for the first time ever.
That's exactly how the Emerald
Would
Collection.
be you.
Yeah, it's how it works. Like, jump into chat, find us in our Discord. We have a pathway to play. Like the first thing we'll get you on a one shot. We'll get you in a regular stream or whatever, and then all of a sudden you're running games.
Great
Yay.
games.
Great games, great gamers. And thanks so much, guys, for throwing into this game. It's really something that the more you give to it, the more you get back. You
That's
guys
so
threw
good.
everything at it, so I hope you got everything back.
Oh, absolutely. Had so much fun.
Very much so. Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Should we try and raid somebody? I don't know. I mean, I can't. I'm not allowed to pull this up. So,
Here, outside
where
of
are we? Let me just double check. I have tabletop RPGs. I always like to go for the one with the lowest viewers. Will we go Cosmos Wraith? So 1 second there. Let me go back there. So it's a slash raid, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So / it's hard to see. Raid
Cormac, did you
Cosmos.
who could be found in future
Sorry?
or in present? Online, do you have any online stuff to share?
Oh, I'm online all the time, far too often. Please don't encourage me. I should be doing work. But
I
yeah,
love
I'm-
that you're just all with the blades, like running with the blades.
listen, I'm all about the blades. I'm on Blue Sky a lot. Follow me at Cormac OS.
Oh, we're not allowed to raid them. So. 1 second. Let's find somebody else.
How many blades in total do you have there?
Hit 3
I have-
earlier.
Just the 3.
This is it. I do have something special for Dave's next, the next one shot that Dave runs.
Oh, shit, really?
Yep.
Is it
Because
TOS?
my next character class in my alphabetic run through of the player's handbook is Druid.
Oh, yeah. Is this what you mentioned earlier? I won't say anything. Love it. This was my leech equivalent to your guys' blades.
I have a very tiny penknife, so I can do
Okay, we're about to raid.
Woo.
You guys, thanks so much. We will see you on Thursday for Heirs of the Hand, and then Friday for a Saffron Saga.
Tuesday, maybe.
Oh yeah, there could be one shot. We'll see.
Thank you so much, folks.
Thank
Good night,
you.
everybody.
I'm gonna click right now.
Good night, everyone.